SiriusXM NHL schedule for Thursday, June the 4th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Game 2 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final, at 8 p.m., the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Vegas Golden Knights. Hurricanes on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 924. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Thursday, June the 4th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Game 2 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final, at 8 p.m., the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Vegas Golden Knights. Hurricanes on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 924. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 949. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Thursday, June the 4th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
New York Rangers legend and Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier joined Scott Laughlin on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, to share what it was like to play in the 1994 finals with the New York Rangers, as well as ending the 54-year drought for the franchise and how that team represented what a hockey team is all about.
Well, look, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about 1994 as well. You mentioned Mike Keenan. We spoke with him in studio a couple of weeks ago. He still speaks so highly of you and of that run. So take us back to ending the 54-year drought. In Game 7, you get a power play goal. You shovel a puck underneath of Kirk McLean. Stands up as the game winner, as it turns out. So take us back to that hot, steamy night. What was it, June 14th of 1994 at the Garden in New York?
Just, I guess just starting, going to the rink, trying to keep your same routine. Brian Leach and I would always drive together down through Times Square, down Broadway 7th Avenue to take a right-hand turn on 33rd Street. And you could feel things were different, even from the Upper West Side. Just the vibe and the energy of the whole city was just electrified. Getting down towards Madison Square Garden, seeing the crowd already starting to build, the police officers surrounding the garden. It was a carnival-like atmosphere. Obviously, we knew we were something on the cusp of doing something that hadn't been done in 54 years. The magnitude of it was palpable. I mean, the energy, just everything just seemed to be so electrified. You try to keep yourself in the moment. You try to stay with your routine. Obviously, there's a much more at stake. And then, we found ourselves, much like we did in 87, up 3-1 in the series, losing to fifth game, where it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that New York Rangers were finally going to win a Stanley Cup after 54 years, only to find ourselves, the party atmosphere got a little bit delayed and then had to go back to Vancouver, which again, we got trounced in Vancouver, just like we did in 87. And now we're coming home for Game 7. And the same thing happened. It just, we felt good about our chances. We felt we were a better team than Vancouver. We felt that we should have wrapped up the series earlier against Vancouver, but that's the greatest thing about sports. You can think all you want, but the reality is they got a heartbeat over there too. They got pride over there too. They're there for a reason because they're a great team. And here we are in Game 7 and happen to go out and execute a great game plan to beat a very hungry, very young, very physical, hard team to play against in Vancouver. And luckily for us, we had a lot of experience. We had a dynamic, incredible amount of talent with Brian Leach and Sergei Zubov, Alex Kovalev, Adam Graves, and Mike Richter and net, and then sprinkled in with some veterans, some hardened veterans with McTavish and Tikkanen and Steve Larmer and Noonan and Mateau and Jeff Bukaboom and Jay Wells and all the amazing players that banded together that year to create maybe not the most skilled team that's ever won a Stanley Cup, but if you look up the word team, They could put the 1994 Ranger team right there, and that year, that team epitomizes what a team is all about.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Track.
Carolina Hurricanes hockey is presented by Lenovo and is brought to you by Pepsi, Spectrum, UNC Health, Vector Security, North Carolina Education Lottery, Harris Teeter, Kia, and Cardinal Apparel. You're listening to the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
48 hours ago, Carolina Hurricanes did something they had not done for 20 years. They hosted Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. That game, like Tuesday, ended 5-4. Only then, it was Carolina that prevailed. Hi, everyone. I am Adam Gold, and tonight, Game 2. And the Hurricanes will gladly take the same outcome as we saw 20 years ago in the second game, which was a 5-0 Hurricanes win. Heck, any win will suffice, anything, to get back even in the series. But it's funny how things mirror each other. In 2006, the Oilers had a 3-0 lead until late in the second period, and some guy named Brindamore got the Hurricanes on the board. Carolina eventually pulled even with the Oilers early in the third period on a pair of Ray Whitney goals, and then Brindamore provided the game winner off of goaltender Ty Conklin's behind-the-net turnover, a Game 1 gift with 32 seconds to play. Early on in that game, it looked bleak, but the Canes hung around long enough to eventually get to their game, and then the captain scored, remember, the first goal and fifth goals of the game to post their 13th win of the playoffs, and we all know how that story came to an end, and Carolina will go for their 13th win of the playoffs tonight. The Hurricanes will try to right the wrongs of Tuesday night, even though they did get off to a flying start.
Chatfield takes the loose puck, knocked away, and here's Nikolai Ehlers playing his way around Theodore. Ehlers coming in, snaps a shot, he scores! Carolina, right off the bat, it's 1-0, 25 seconds into Game 1. Nikolai Ehlers gets the Canes on the board.
Not gonna lie, first thought I had after Ehlers scored was this is what happened against Montreal in Game 1, and I was terrified that the Golden Knights would score like 5 times in the next 5 minutes, but they didn't, and Nick Ehlers did it again about 12 minutes later.
Eichel, he'll throw it away, and the Canes are going to send Ehlers. Ehlers on a partial break. Ehlers tries, shoots, he scores! Nikolai Ehlers, 2 for 2, my friend, as the Carolina Hurricanes are flying out to a 2-0 lead in Game 1.
Vegas would pull one back 90 seconds after Carolina went up 2-0. That proved to be a problem for Carolina because right away in the second period, they got even.
Now a second chance, and they'll score. A chance out in front, and Ivan Barbashev buries it in the top corner. And Vegas answers with a quick goal to start a period. 30 seconds into this one, Barbashev, with his 6th of the postseason, ties it at 2.
And 4 minutes later, it was William Karlsson alone in front for a 3-2 Golden Knights lead. Jordan Stahl would tie it, though, middle of the second period, and then the teams traded goals in the third. Brett Howden put Vegas on top early. Shane Gostisbehere with a big goal, a little bit beyond the halfway part of the third period to get Carolina to 4-4, and then Seth Jarvis sort of has the game on his stick.
Now a chance here. Drop back. Oh, Carter Hart just robbed Seth Jarvis. His best save of the game, bar none.
Great save by Carter Hart. Keeps it 4-4, and then heartbreak.
Sissons back on front for Hurdle. He scores. Tomas Hurdle labels that into the upper corner. And Vegas has gotten the lead back with 3:24 left in the third. It's 5-4 Golden Knights.
Last gasp effort for Carolina with a face-off in the offensive zone with the clock winding down.
5.6 seconds. They win it. Stankoven. Nikishin one-timer. Hart gets a piece. Knocks it over the board. Spinning shot by Hall. That's blocked. And the Golden Knights will take game number 1 of this Stanley Cup final by a 5-4 score here at Lenovo Center.
See, here's the thing. It never got to Hart. Mitch Marner tried to jump over the puck, and it hit him in the leg. If it doesn't hit Marner, I think it beats Hart just inside the far post. And who knows? We might still be playing. They could have gone to 47 overtimes. By the way, speaking of overtime, here's an interesting coincidence. Tonight's the 4th Game 2 of the playoffs for the Hurricanes. Each of the other 3 went to overtime. All ended up 3-2 on the scoreboard in favor of Carolina. So, I mean, if you're so inclined, by all means, I'm sure you can find an app somewhere. Both teams, by the way, are comfortable in overtime. Combined, they are 8-0. But in order to get to that point, Hurricanes are going to have to be better at all phases. To be fair, since Carolina forces other teams into mistakes, some credit has to be given to the Golden Knights for responding to the Canes' great first period with one of their own. And I talked about that with Rod Brindamore, and I wanted to start with, was Tuesday night unforced errors, or was it the making of Vegas?
It's a little of both. But really, when you really, it's easy to go back and watch and in a slow-mo video, which is always, you got to be dangerous. Right. It was a little more us than just anticipating a little more that the pressure was there when it wasn't necessarily. Like, we were, throwing pucks away or we didn't. Like, it was weird. When we should have, we didn't, and that cost us 2 goals. So.
We're talking about the first 2?
Well, the first one for sure. That should just be out easy. We didn't. And then there was another one where we should have, made maybe a different read. But it doesn't, listen, that's hockey. They have the same thing. I look at our goals and what are they doing on a
same
couple.
Thing.
So it's just came down to, if you really get down to it, Jarvie had a shot in the slot. His doesn't go in, and their guy does. That's the game, if you really want to boil it down.
You challenged the Aho line, and my read was that you really challenged Sebastian to be better. He's always been a good playoff performer. What do you think he's going through, and what can he do?
Yeah, I didn't really challenge him. I mean, we were just saying they got it. We know right. that they're on the power play. They're on, like, it can come there. It doesn't have to, but like, they gotta be on the score sheet. It just has to happen, I think, at some point, right? It hasn't really this whole time, and to be honest, it probably didn't have to happen last game if we just defended properly.
Sure.
So it's not like it has to. It just has to look a little more threatening. I think they've been kind of quiet in that department.
Can they get better to the middle of the ice?
Yeah, they need to. That's part of it. It's also part of, you got to value the zone time. There are a lot of now one and done. They're not really. If you watch playoff hockey, it's get in the zone and grind a little. Like, you just have to, and we haven't seen enough of that. So that's a priority.
They asked you about line combination changes, and it's kind of tough to break up some of the lines, so you're not going to do that. But you pulled a lever in Philadelphia, making just one flip, and it worked. Yeah. Are you contemplating something like that?
We know that one was, obviously it worked, so there's something there. It's just, again, you don't want to be messing up. I thought all the other lines have been producing and have been noticeable.
Right.
So it's tough. They're not getting any better.
Right.
And we were winning. So obviously we lost game 1. If the trend continues, then we're going to have to look at it.
All right. You can challenge them in other ways if you considered, like, changing their matchup.
We did that, and that didn't work. That's if you look at how the game went, the goal they gave up was they were off that matchup.
Okay.
So, like, the matchup thing kind of gets overdone.
It's about deep air.
A lot of the times you got to get you want to make sure you're not overmatched that way. Look at our match I had. Jordan was playing against Eichel, but then he scores his goal against Carlson line. Like,
right.
It's probably way overdone, and we obviously analyze the crap out of it, and a lot of that happens where the Stanks line was, they gave up one not on the match, and they got one on not the match they had the whole game.
Okay.
So what does that tell you about matchup? I just told you 4 of the goals, they were the non-matchup ones.
Right.
It gets overdone a little.
All right, final thing, because other than 2 guys, nobody in that locker room had ever played in the Stanley Cup final. Could some of it be attributed to that?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think, I know that the emotion was obviously super impressive in the game, in the building to start, especially scoring right away. Like, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know how it can get louder in here, but maybe it was. But I don't think that it has had any reason why we made those errors. They were just errors that we took I call them taking breathers, and you just can't do it.
Right. Don't score in the first 30 seconds. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it hasn't. But no, I definitely we can do it. We need to do it.
The Hurricanes scored basically 30 seconds into Game 1 in the Eastern Conference Final. They lost the game. Scored 25 seconds into the Stanley Cup Final. Lost the game. Let's wait a little longer. Lineups and more. This is Canes Hockey on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
Sound Station and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Sound Station and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Sound Station and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Sound Station and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Yep, he's planning another project. So, this Father's Day at Lowe's, tap into free gifts for Dad. Get a free Select Craftsman power tool when you buy a Craftsman V20 charger with 2 amp-hour and 4 amp-hour batteries. Plus, get a free DeWalt power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt Max XR 4 amp-hour battery kit. Dad knows our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center. Closing in on Game 2, Stanley Cup Final. Carolina trailing in the series 1-0. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things that happened on Tuesday. Vegas also sloppy. Carolina's mistakes seemed a little bit more glaring, and they paid the price with Game 1. Good was really good, however. Jalen Chatfield at the center of a lot of it. Strong defensive play, saw the puck find Nick Ehlers, ended up in a quick strike goal. Then later he would step in front of a Jack Eichel cross-ice pass, quickly get the puck up ice to that Ehlers guy again. 2 very good plays by Jalen Chatfield. Unfortunately, Canes were a mixed bag from there, and Chatfield knows that cannot continue.
I think if we don't play our game for a full 60, they're a good team, and they can capitalize, right? And it's vice versa, right? So I think... we have to do what we can do in here, control what we can control, and play as structurally as we can, detailed, and play for each other. And the effort's always there every night with this team. We know that, but I think we can just clean up some things and go from there.
First period was probably the way you want it, right?
Yeah, I thought we came off strong. We got to put pressure on them, but they're a good team, and if we don't play the right way, you can see what can happen.
Vic, does the size that they play with?
For me, I feel like Ford's been physical on a D all year, off playoffs. They're a bigger team, but that's never a problem for us. We get right in there, right with them, and it just grows. It makes the game better. It makes it funner out there when it's physical and it's chippy, and both teams are butting heads and playing hard.
Every game is a must-win, but the importance based on what happened in Game 1.
Everyone's a must-win, like you said. Just living in the moment, understanding the process of everything, and understanding where we are here, and just being super present. There's no game tomorrow. There's no game in the past. It's right now in the moment, and this is what we got to focus on is tonight.
With all of that went on, and it was probably a kind of a messy game both ways, because I think Vegas also probably played that way. Take anything out of the fact that it was right there, 4-4 late in the game?
Yeah, exactly. I think, with the series being the way it is, with 2 teams that are so good, I think it's never going to be always the cleanest. One team's not just going to completely dominate the other team, and it's just it's a matter of how much you can tilt the ice and how much you can sustain it, right? Like you said, we had a good first period, and back and forth a little bit after that. But I think if we can figure out a way, and we know what we have to do as a team to keep that pressure on and keep doing what we do, it's just going to help us out.
Jalen Chatfield, 2 assists in game 1. I thought he played a good game. Really, Carolina played a great first period. Led 2-1. Played a poor second period. And it was 3-3. It was a game that was there for both teams in the third period. By the way, Cam Ward is rocking the siren. And unlike his friend Eric Stahl, he didn't start too early. Eric Stahl was a little premature with the siren in game 1. And it should be a fun night for everybody. The crowd is absolutely rocking here at Lenovo Center. But the game got to the third period, and it was right there for both teams. Vegas just made one more play than Carolina, and it does come down to Jarvis's shot. If it goes, Carolina likely wins the game 5-4. It doesn't. Tomas Hertl off the wall beats Shane Gostisbehere to the middle of the ice, and it was a 5-4 Vegas win. All right, injuries and scratches now, brought to you by UNC Health, official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes. Goaltender Pyotr Kochetkov, forward Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Nick Delorier, defenseman Mike Riley are healthy extras. Now to the lineup, Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, Andrei Svechnikov. We have heard it over and over and over again. That trio has to get going. Honestly, just be noticeable. If they're noticeable in a good way, they'll get on the score sheet. Logan Stankoven in between Taylor Hall and Jackson Blake. The captain, Jordan Stahl, centers Jordan Martinook and Nikolai Ehlers. This trio combined for 3 of Carolina's 4 goals in game 1. Eric Robinson, Will Carrier surround Mark Jankowski. On defense, it's Jacob Slavin and Jalen Chatfield, Keandre Miller and Sean Walker, Shane Gostisbehere and Alexander Nikishin. Remember, Frederik Andersen has been great in the postseason. 12-2, .920 save percentage, and a .165 goals against. Yes, in the last few games, hasn't quite been as good, but we forget about the Game 4 performance, the Game 4 shutout, and how good he was in Game 5 until the late goal by Cole Caulfield. So it's 160 minutes plus in a row of shutout hockey for Frederik Andersen. He does need to get back to that type of play. That'll do it for me. Mike Maniscalco and Trip Tracy, they will take it from here. Game 2, Canes, Golden Knights. And you're listening to the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
Dauntless Transmissions has been the trusted transmission shop in Raleigh for more than 27 years. But why do they call it Dauntless Transmissions? Well, dauntless means showing fearlessness and determination. Now, the experts at Dauntless Transmission are dauntless when it comes to caring for your vehicle. Whether that means a total transmission rebuild, complex engine or brake service, or just a routine tune-up, your vehicle will be dauntless when they're done with it. Visit DauntlessTransmissions.com. Dauntless Transmissions, your local source for exceptional service.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers, are celebrating 2 major milestones: 250 years of America and 25 years of supporting the riding community. To celebrate, 3 lucky winners will score the ultimate Stylin' in Sturgis giveaway, featuring a fully custom motorcycle, Tobacco Moto riding gear, Built-Well helmets, VIP camping at Glencoe, travel money, spending cash, and more. Win your share of over $250,000 in prizes. Enter now at StylinInSturgis.com. STYLININ Sturgis.com.
He's setting up the play at Penn Station East Coast Subs.
Can I get a 6-inch hot grilled Italian sub?
He shoots. Should I grab a bag of chips?
Nope. All our subs come with fresh cut fries.
He scores!
Everybody wins at Penn Station East Coast Subs with hot grilled subs for pickup or delivery, fresh cut fries, 5 convenient triangle locations. You're set up for a great meal any day when you do it the Penn Station way. Check out the menu and order online today at penn-station.com.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
We welcome you inside Lenovo Center. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final, where the Carolina Hurricanes will look to even this series at a game apiece before heading to Vegas for Game 3 coming up on Saturday night. Hello, everyone, alongside Trip Tracy. Mike Maniscalco here on your Hurricanes radio network. And Trip, both teams can tell you there are things that they need to do better from Game 1 to Game 2. But what does Carolina have to do tonight to make sure we go to the desert tied at 1?
Well, I think just wait for 2.5 minutes before they score first. Okay, so that's the first thing. Don't do it in the first minute. Of course, I take it in the first minute, like Nikolai Ehlers did in Game 1. They're going to have to be better defensively. You know, I know that all sorts of attention, you know, a defining type game for the Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, Andrei Svechnikov line, but against an equally stellar hockey club, which team is going to get better as the series goes along, and which team is going to avoid taking unnecessary breaths within the context of the entirety of a hockey game.
The Canes 6-2 at home this postseason. Vegas 7-2 on the road. Our officials Garrett Rank and Jean Hebert. And here we go, game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Final underway. Carolina on the wrong side of a 5-4 score in game number 1. But as Tripp pointed out, scoring 25 seconds in, and now another chance here as Ehlers is going to hustle after it, and he'll beat the icing call. In game 1, you had a goal by now, but if you're Carolina, you'll take beating the icing. Now it'll be Vegas getting this back into the Cane zone. Dorofia will flip that in for Barbashev to go get a good stick out in front by Stahl. He'll get it up for Martinook. He'll just flip this one out. Barbashev had 8 hits in game 1. Carolina, though, ices the puck here. 40 seconds in to game number 2.
I mean, that's an avoidable icing play after Jordan Stahl at the end of his shift. It's unfortunate that your best defensive centerman, when you can't change off of icing, he just changed. No, he didn't finish the change, so he stays on. They got a piece of a centering attempt to Jack Eichel. That was an early important play.
Carlson, Marner, and Howden line won't come out for Vegas, but Carolina muscles up and they'll steal the draw. And Ehlers will get to the right side of center ice and flip one off the end boards that Martinook can go get. Now Ehlers with a quick shot kicked away by Hart. Right back to the slot, bouncing shot by Walker. Will go just wide of the left goal post of Carter Hart. Well, good start here for Carolina after that icing. Now it's Marner and Miller. As Vegas flips this back into the Cane zone, Keandre Miller kicks this into the corner. Howden takes a heavy shove from Sean Walker. And Howden, though, able to keep it along the end boards. Fighting for it's Miller with Carlson. He'll bat it to Howden. Walker. He led all Canes with 5 hits in game number 1. Can't come up with a puck. Spinning drive by Marner, and Anderson makes the save. McNabb will come up. Fire one towards Anderson, knocked away. Braden McNabb had 3 assists, Trip, in game number 1. He had 3 assists in the entire postseason for Vegas.
Yeah, that Braden McNabb, Shea Theodore pairing was a huge part of Vegas' game 1 victory. That defensive zone draw off of icing, Jordan Martinook dove in. You know, to lead to an easy breakout, you're going to need those dive-ins.
Now Svechnikov puts the body on McNabb and created a turnover, but Carolina couldn't convert. As Sissons will skate this one down the right wing boards, wrap it around the Cane zone. Chatfield banks it out. Svechnikov, he'll get it to Aho. Aho dancing into the Vegas zone, loses an edge, drops it back for Slavin. He'll return the pass. Aho looking for Svechnikov. That'll be taken away by the Golden Knights. And out to center, Cole Smith will poke it to himself. Then he'll lose an edge in the Cane zone, and Chatfield gets it up to Jarvis for safety. And Jarvis is going to draw a penalty early on this one as Dylan Coughlin takes down the Canes forward. And 17:31 left in the first. Carolina gets the first power play.
Well, the two guys that I thought helped to draw the penalty about to be announced.
Penalty, number 52, 2 minutes, tripping.
Jarvis draws it, a trip, using his agility at his own blue line. The other group will start, but earlier in that shift, Svechnikov made a heck of a pass with pressure coming on the tape to Sebastian Aho in the neutral zone. So those two guys, along with Sebastian, that you need more from, Svechnikov and Jarvis, good first shift each.
If the Hurricanes put the biscuit in the basket on the power play tonight, get a free Bowberry biscuit at participating Bojangles. Tomorrow morning, Bojangles, it's bow time. It also brings up a Powerball power play for Carolina. Stahl waved out of the circle. Hall will take it. And Vegas can win the draw back from McNabb, and he'll slide this one back into the Hurricanes' end. So it'll be about 15 seconds off of the clock before Carolina finds entry into the Vegas zone.
That's tough when Stahl gets booted on this group because Taylor Hall comes in to take it.
They'll set it up now as Nikishin in. Back across for Hall, and Hart gets across and makes the save.
What a save.
And one slight change, Alexander Nikishin quarterbacking this power play group, as he did in the regular season. It's been Keandre Miller after Nikishin suffered that concussion back in the Ottawa series. Now Nikishin to Blake at the left circle. Kane setting it up, a minute 15 on this man advantage. Now Stankoven's pass intercepted by Sissons, and he'll roll this all the way down.
Already a grade A+ chance. The only thing I'd say, the good puck movement to Taylor Hall, he settled it for a split second. It's more about getting it to the net quickly than getting more on it.
Now Ehlers will drop this. Svechnikov, he'll get entangled along the left wing boards with Karlsson. Throws it to the net, but that's going to be taken away by Noah Hannafin and slipped all the way back into the Hurricane zone. You got to be careful on the man advantage, as Vegas has 4 shorthanded goals this postseason. Now a setup. Svechnikov aims for the short side. He'll miss the post off the glass, and Karlsson will have an easy clear. Brett Howden has 3 goals shorthanded, and Mitch Marner tripped 4 assists shorthanded this postseason.
Svechnikov, you don't mind him shooting the puck. He goes for the short side, the blocker side, which was effective, beating hard on the blocker side in game 1, but you just can't miss the net. Leads to an easy clear.
Now 15 seconds left on the kill, and Mitch Marner could have cleared it easy. This one goes over the glass. I'm going to say it deflected first before it went there, but that would have been an easy clear and would have killed off the last 14 seconds.
Yeah, but if he had executed it, you just mentioned Vegas' shorthanded success. Brett Howden, who scored in the 3rd period of game 1, he would have had a breakaway. You know, Taylor Hall received the puck. Sissons is pressuring him from behind, and just by settling it allows Carter Hart, who made a great save, to get across. It's all about getting it there more quickly.
Carolina will win the draw back for Chatfield. He takes aim and misses wide to the right post of Carter Hart, and a bouncing puck will be hammered all the way down the ice back into the Hurricane zone. Marner pressuring Chatfield out of the box. Comes Dylan Coughlin, Carolina. 0 for 1 on the man advantage, but a couple of good looks. It's Taylor Hall with it now. He'll gain center ice, only as far as the Vegas blue line. Bounce back, and Slavin will rim this one around. Hart can't slow it down. Stankoven going to work on the forecheck. Play it back for Slavin at the left point. Slavin goes high to low for Blake. Blake trying to make a move around the net. Drift from the left wing to the right wing. Blake will turn. He'll find Hall. Hall deflects it to the side of Carter Hart's net, but Vegas in control of the puck. They'll just bank it out to center ice. Canes will roll it right back in and make a wholesale change. Now out on the ice, it's Ehlers, Martinook, and Stahl. Martinook gets a blade to the Coughlin pass, and for no icing, so the Canes play this one out. Miller up the boards, chance to get it out. Stahl makes a move up for Martinook. Too far. Carolina needs to tag up as Martinook was offside. Now Barbashev hands this one across. Eichel put himself offside, and this one rimmed all the way around the Kane zone.
As physical as Barbashev is, I'm surprised he didn't try to finish Jordan Stahl right at the Carolina blue line. He had an opportunity to do so. He didn't take it.
This puck at center ice. Stone will reach forward in the Kane zone. He'll play it for Rasmus Andersson. Tucks it out in front. And a chance for Andersson to get a pad save, as out in front with that opportunity was Hurdle.
And Jankowski, I think, really good stick in front. That's what Vegas is trying to do, is go below the goal line for quick hitters in the slot. And Freddie was there low, but big stick from Jankowski.
Now Svechnikov trying to angle out into the corner, but he couldn't settle it. Vegas will just chip this one back into the Hurricane zone, where Gostisbehere will pick it up. Shane Gostisbehere, he's on a point streak right now, 4-game point streak, 2-game goal streak in this postseason, and now Nikishin running too just outside of his blue line, and Vegas trying to take advantage. Gostisbehere will have it now, and it was Kolasar who hit Nikishin. That's what he does, and a chance for Vegas to keep it in with their fourth line. He's Dowd. We'll back this one out. Long shot doesn't get through from Theodore. Played back for Dowd. Dowd on the left wing boards. Shot doesn't find its mark there by Anderson, and now hustling after it is Jarvis as the Canes clear it. Jarvis all alone. And McNabb will come back and catch him. Now out in front for Stahl, but redirected just wide by the Hurricanes captain.
The Hurricanes came out of their zone directly north up the ice when they prior were trying to go east-west. Be direct. Much, much better hockey when you do. They tried to challenge the width of the ice. They turned it over. Be direct.
12:35 remaining here in the first period. Oh, the pace to this one is high. Shots, though, are one apiece. Now, a bouncing puck rolls in on Carter Hart. He'll glove it, and he'll get a whistle. 12.
I think where that puck came from, Mike, no commercial break coming.
12:23 left in the first. We're still looking for a goal.
Yeah, the red light for the commercial break is not coming on. Now it's going to, they must have decided that puck came just on the attacking side of the red line, where Hart covered from there.
So we will head to break, looking for a goal here in game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Final on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their t-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Will is here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
7 minutes and 37 seconds gone by here in the first period. Trip Tracy, Mike Maniscalco on your Hurricanes Radio Network. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Still looking for a goal here, Trip.
Yeah, I think goals are going to be harder to come by here. Based on the first 7.5 minutes. And just to elaborate on my point very quickly, unless you have a clear play to be made laterally coming out of your own end, go north. You can still create just as much offense. The Hurricanes dodged a few bullets trying to, use the width of the ice coming out of their own end, and Vegas kept their forecheck going as a result.
Stahl will take the draw to the right of Hart, back for Slavin. Now a low drive by Ehlers, bounces off the end board, pushing forward is Martinook. It's a scrum in the blue paint, and now a whistle will come through. And after Martinook, he smelled that the puck was there, wanted to go after the biscuit, but Hart will get a whistle.
Mike, that's the value of winning a face-off cleanly. Jordan Stahl did so, and you had Nikolai Ehlers, who was on the board side wall. He pops up on the offensive blue line for a one-timer. You can't do it unless you want to draw clean. He missed the net. Puck came off the end boards, and Carter Hart was trying to cover it, and Jordan Martinook went right to the front of the net, and it was still alive. It's too bad Nikolai Ehlers missed on the one-timer, Mike, but that's That's what you can create when you win a draw clean.
Face off now to the right of Hart. Stahl wins it clean again. Back for Slavin at the left point. His shot deflects through as Ehlers got the stick to it. But Hart equal with a pad save. And now it's Eichel storming into the Kane zone, trying to go around Ehlers. He does. Drops it back for Dorofeev, but he runs out of real estate. Anderson took it away. Eichel wants to center. That'll be deflected all the way back into the Vegas zone.
Jack Eichel knew that it was Nikolai Ehlers on a one-on-one, a forward playing defense. And he beat him to the outside. So Jack Eichel recognized that. And he just ran out of racetrack. By the way, I thought Nikolai Ehlers was the best two-way player for either team in Game 1.
Former Boston Terrier, Jack Eichel, second overall pick. By the way, this game is littered with players from that 2015 draft. Considering that Vegas didn't have a team in 2015, they have the majority of the players.
Well, especially the guys in the top 5 picks.
Yeah. Now here's a chance for Marner creating a turnover. That'll be broken up nicely. And Svechnikov with it. Walker had the breakup on it, and then he was jumping into the play. Canes will get it in deep. Jarvis behind the net. Stuff chance by Svechnikov. Hart equal to the save.
The big boys are simplifying early. Svechnikov just took that to the house from below the goal line.
Now Marner taking off the puck. Hall banks it off the glass, trying to get it out. Kept in at the point, but Miller will come up with it. I'd like to use one of your favorite sayings for this line tonight, the Aho line. Do less better. And do that. See what happens. And now Blake has it taken away by Stone, the marvelous defensive player he is. But Carolina stout at their blue line. Another turnover. And Stankoven gets it to Blake. Drop back too far as Hall couldn't get to it. But Blake with another turnover shot gets through. Hart makes the save. Hall was in front. Might have had the redirect. Kept in again. Blake centering it. Stankoven shoots. Hart gets the glove to it. Rebounds available. And that'll be flipped out as Lauzon gets to it and just can find good ice back in the Kane zone. Carolina, though, has ratcheted up the pressure. Another chance here. Blake directs it in. Jankowski forces Hart to play it quicker than he wants to. Able to get this one out, though. Dowd stepped into by Robinson. Now it's a chance for Carolina to sweep it back in. Theodore, though, will maintain possession. Vegas gets it to the Canes' blue line, no further.
Carter Hart has seen 6 shots. I'd say 4 of the saves have been real quality stops, including the recent one on Stankoven. Good shift from that Stankoven play call line.
Now Carrier finishes his check on McNabb in the corner. And a chance now. Gostisbehere as Stahl comes out creating the turnover. And a big save on the near post by Hart. Now Robinson will create a turnover. He'll get it to Stahl. Stahl watched by Kolasar. Back for Ehlers. Nikolai Ehlers. Rink wide for Gostisbehere. He'll spin. Looking to shoot. Instead he'll hang on. Back for Ehlers. His shot. That falls McNabb. Oh, that might have caught him in the face.
Oh gosh, hope he's okay. Looked like it caught him.
He's going right to the room.
Yeah, I think it caught him right in the mouth as he was battling in front of the net. Heavy one-timer. Outstanding 5-man attacking zone shift for Carolina. And Braden McNabb was doing a tremendous job just battling in front. You can't look to see where the puck is, even when a shot's coming. And it was a heavy shot. It looked like it caught him. He might have lost a bunch of teeth.
9:08 left in the first. And Carolina and Vegas still looking for a goal. You're listening to Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank, fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Hurricanes watch parties will take place at Lenovo Center for each game during the 2026 Stanley Cup Finals, offering Caniacs a chance to catch the game together. Whether they have tickets or not, visit hurricanes.com/watch parties for more information. We'll see you at the Loudest House while Tripp and I are in Vegas. He's Tripp Tracy. I'm Mike Maniscalco. It's the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Yeah, that Ehlers one-timer from, just inside the blue line. It either caught Braden McNabb in the teeth or the nose. And tough as nails, critical piece to Vegas's blue line. Went right to the dressing room. For now, Vegas down to 5 defensemen. And, it's still in the first 11 minutes of the game, but you want to take advantage of that, not knowing his availability moving forward.
9:08 as they dropped the puck to the right of Hart, but Vegas wins the draw, and they'll send it right back into the Hurricane zone, and now there's 8:55 left on the clock here in the first period. Carolina out shooting Vegas 5-1. As Dowd will get to this puck, just in front of the Canes penalty box. The backhand one in, but a nice play here by Nikishin. Strong on the puck. Oh, he is flying. He'll play a little self-pass to himself, then chip this in deep.
Good to see Nikishin use his legs to break the puck out. That can be very effective, and that shows confidence. He was behind his net. He didn't just rim it around the boards. He used his feet.
As the fourth lines were out against each other here, and now a turnover by Kolasar in the center ice region, and Gostisbehere will hand it for Stahl. Stahl down the right wing boards, across for Slavin. Slavin will handle the puck, send it down low, and now Martinook with a chance after Ehlers set him up at the side of the net. Now Ehlers, he'll knock this clearing attempt down. Ehlers wheeling with the puck in the Vegas zone. Nikolai Ehlers turns, shoots, and misses to the far post. Slavin pinches in. Puck to Stahl, back to Slavin, but strong work by Dowd, the former Washington Capital, to clear.
Ehlers has the willingness to hold on to the puck when he needs to.
Now Ehlers loads it up again and hammers one top of the left circle, but Hart saw it and blockered that one to the boards. And rebound Theodore, he can't handle it. Ehlers tries to get it deeper in the corner, but Theodore knocks this one forward. Up for Barbashev, now Eichel with it. Jack Eichel into the Hurricane zone. Across for Barbashev, out in front. Blocked by Slavin on the pass. Trying to connect with Dorofeev, and Jacob Slavin with a solid block on that attempt to set up the young sniper who had 37 goals in the regular season that led Vegas, but now an icing on Carolina, 7:15 remaining in the opening period.
Yeah, really good work from 2 gold medalists for the United States, one on each team on that shift. Jack Eichel is an extraordinary passer of the puck. And just inside the Carolina blue line, he whips it right on the tape across the ice. That creates numbers. Dorofeev in front, and Slavin drags his right leg to prevent that pass from getting through to the Russian-born sniper in Dorofeev.
Stankoven with a defensive zone draw against Carlson, and he drops this one back. And Vegas with a chance to keep in. Behind the net, Frederick Anderson's going to help out his defense. He'll get it up for Hall. Now cleared out. Stankoven trying to go one-on-one. Stankoven with a shot blocked by Noah Hannafin. Former Kane, 5th overall pick in that 2015 draft. Now he'll give it away. Kane's with a chance to keep it. As the Hall shot deflects. It'll spin high into the corner to the right of Carter Hart. Along the left wing boards. Kane's fighting for it. Played out. As Hall tries to make a move. Rebound comes free. It's out in front. Blake will get to it as Stankoven put a low drive in on Hart. Another chance here for Carolina. He'll drop this in and back the other way. It's Howden with a shot, and he'll score. Vegas sends it the other way, and Howden, who is having the playoff of his life, has scored his 12th goal this postseason. 1-0 Vegas.
Well, Brett Howden just out-muscled Sean Walker on that high flip up the ice. It was that simple. And he stayed on side. That was just a muscle battle. And Walker tried to really finish Howden at Carolina's blue line, and that was just pure strength. And then a quick, assertive decision once Brett Howden had the breakaway. No hesitation. I'm going to shoot from distance and beat Frederick Anderson halfway up on the glove side.
Now for Vegas, they jump out to the lead. Something they didn't have until the second period in game number 1.
Well, I mean, that's tough. You got to respond, but you've had a great start if you're Carolina. A terrific start. Carter Hart's made 3 or 4 excellent saves. It's the first really good chance for Vegas of the game, and they cash on it.
That's the second shot of the game for the Golden Knights. As Carolina trying to answer. Svechnikov across. Hart makes the save. Rebound. Svechnikov. It doesn't get through. Oh, great block out in front.
Dylan Coughlin, the former Hurricane, saved a goal on the rebound.
Now Chatfield loads it up. His shot, that'll be deflected out of play with 5:42 left in the first.
Carter Hart is moving with purpose to his left, makes a great first save on the blocker side, and then Dylan Coughlin saves a goal on the rebound.
He just hugs Dylan Coughlin as we go to break. 5:42 left here in the opening period of game number 2. Vegas with a 1-0 lead over Carolina. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Final on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the sound of digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With instant wins, progressive jackpots, and bonus games right from your phone. It's nonstop chances to win like you've never seen or heard before. Oh, yeah! Big money! Visit nclottery.com to get in on the action. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
For more than 20 years, Lenovo has called North Carolina home, powering technology that drives progress and connects our communities to the world. That same innovation fuels the fan experience at Lenovo Center, home of the Carolina Hurricanes. From the roar of the crowd to the speed on the ice, Lenovo is proud to capture and celebrate every moment with Canes fans. Together, we're building a future of energy, excitement, and connection. Learn more at Lenovo.com. 5:42 remaining in the first period here at Lenovo Center. Vegas on the 12th postseason goal of Brett Howden, which, by the way, he had 12 goals all regular season. Trip Tracy did Brett Howden for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Well, Vegas, among their many things, they have one of the biggest teams in the NHL, and everything about that goal was size. He's a bigger guy than Sean Walker. He used his size to his advantage before he scored. But you got to understand that this has been a tremendous first 14 minutes for Carolina, and believe that and keep going.
As it's 1-0 on that Howden goal. Carolina wins the draw. A chop shot out in front. Hart gets a piece of it with a stick and knocks it to the boards.
I mean, Carter Hart has been the story of this first period. I mean, that puck was tipped from close range. That was a reactionary save with the pad on the blocker side low. I mean, by my estimation, Carter Hart has made 4 or 5 noteworthy saves. And you don't have Braden McNabb, as important as he is to Vegas' blue line. And Dylan Coughlin, who played very little in the NHL, saves a goal with the most important block of the series so far. But if you're the Hurricanes, you just got to keep going.
Aho will take this draw. Some good news here. In about 15 minutes, the big line looks like they have come to play. They've had some great chances. Now Miller with a nice play just outside of the Vegas blue line. He'll drop it back in, and Svechnikov will body it up, but a penalty coming up.
It's going to be a rough. Is it going to beat a Colton Sissons? Key penalty killer if it is.
It is. Sissons to the box.
Vegas penalty number 10, 2 minutes, roughing.
Ooh. He takes the vast majority of penalty killing draws for the Vegas Golden Knights. It was Keandre Miller that drew it. I think that's a fortuitous power play coming up for the Hurricanes. And guess what? When it is, you got to make Vegas pay. No Colton Sissons would be taking this face-off. No Braden McNabb. Your power play's got to come through.
It's a Powerball power play. Stahl to take it, and he'll win it clean right back to Stankoven. He'll hand it off for Blake, top of the left circle. He'll feed it back Nikishin. Stankoven stalls out in front. Theodore with a good stick. Stankoven, his pass will bounce. Kept in by Nikishin at the blue line. Second chance to knock that one out. Dowd with a high stick, and Cole Smith will race after it in the Kane zone. He'll be eliminated by Stahl. Stankoven will pick it up. Stahl's going to head to the bench so Ehlers can fly on, although got to wait for one more second as the puck was dropped back for the Canes captain. Now they'll make the change. A minute 25 left on the power play. Nikishin drops it for Stankoven. He'll hand it over for Ehlers. Ehlers tries to make a move, but Vegas, good play along the boards by Theodore. Flips it up high off the glass, and now 50 seconds has evaporated on this man advantage.
Don't try to do too much and be individualistic on this power play that's struggling.
Now Ehlers will send this around. Blake will keep it at the right point. Stankoven, a one-touch Nikishin just inside the blue line. Hall with it, whips it across. Blake, top of the right circle. Ehlers at the goal line extended down the right wing boards. 45 seconds left on the man advantage. Sent out for Hall with a shot. Deflected out in front. Stankoven, he'll chip this one back, but a good stick by Mitch Marner, and he'll clear it. And there's 35 seconds left on the power play.
That's the defensive part of Mitch Marner's game. It's a chance if he doesn't come across with his stick on the ice to prevent that centering attempt.
Aho bounces one to the side of Carter Hart's net. He keeps it moving, and the puck will get past Ehlers. And that's going to force Jarvis all the way back with Mark Stone on him. Stone, he'll come up with a turnover, then he'll drop it back, and Jarvis will gladly take the puck. He'll hand it to Aho, who gets it to Svechnikov. Goes off of Stone's boot, off of the end boards to the side of the net of Carter Hart. 2 seconds left on the man advantage. Sissons out of the box. Gostisbehere with a shot. That's kicked to the boards. Hart got in front of that one. Now another chance here for Vegas to clear, and they'll get it out for Sissons. Bolton Sissons into the Kane zone. He'll drop this one back. Good stick by Slavin on Eichel. The former USA teammates back in the Olympics. As Jack Eichel just found out why Jacob Slavin is one of the best defensive players in the league.
As the way Aho, Svechnikov, and Jarvis have looked in this first period, I wish that the situation would have allowed them to spend more of that power play on the ice. Because they have a look, even down 1-0. They have a good look so far in this game. They spent very little of that power play.
Now a penalty coming up to Carolina, and I think it's going to go to Jordan Stahl. Theodore keeps this one in. He will fire one off of the glass to the left of Frederik Andersen. Dorofeev plays one off the boards, kicked at by Lauzon, touched there. As Carrier got the touch, and the penalty coming up, and the Canes captain heading to the box.
Carolina 11 minor penalty, holding.
Jean Hebert with the announcement, and you know, I didn't really love either Carolina power play. I liked the first one better. You know, and the chance for Taylor Hall that I wish he had gotten the puck to the net more quickly. Didn't love the second one. But this is where, you know, in a period that you've had a big edge if you're Carolina. 2 power plays where you needed to cash, you didn't. This is where, once again, you need your penalty kill to do what it's done. You can't come out of this first period down 2-0. The second goal in this game, the first goal doesn't matter so much. Whoever scores the second goal in this game is going to be mammoth in importance, Mike.
As Jankowski will fill in for Stahl. He'll take the draw against Eichel. Eichel wins it as Stone got to it. Batted back for Marner. Again, 5 forwards running the power play here for John Tortorella. Marner inside the blue line. His shot blocked off of Keandre Miller, but right to Jack Eichel. Eichel reloads it to Marner. Marner's going to get it back for Eichel. Top of the left wing circle. Diagonal pass. Marner will feed this one for Hurdle. Side of the net, Stone trying to find Hurdle, but that'll be intercepted. And Martinook flings this one back down the ice, and Hart's got to go play it.
Yeah, Walker just made a really important play in front of his own net. That's the guy that got beat on the goal, so moving on You know, much like Shea Theodore got beat on the first goal of the series. And he turns into being one of the stars of the game. That's a good follow-up from Sean Walker.
Now a chance here. Eichel will make this little self-pass down the right wing boards. He'll fire that through the blue paint. Dorofeev will slow it down. Now played back. Eichel. Watched by Slavin. Marner keeps it in at the left point. Now Aho will get to it, and the Canes can break. Jarvis. He'll skate in, drop back. Aho overskates the puck. Leaned into there by Hertl, and then give it a big hit by Eichel as we're in the last minute of the period, and there's 35 seconds left in the penalty to Jordan Staal.
But Aho and Jarvis and Svechnikov encouraging first period.
Now a chance here for Vegas. In the waning moments of this power play, Barbashev will keep it in. No look to hand this one down for Brett Howden, the John Druce of this year's postseason. And Carolina to the loose puck, and that'll be sent all the way back for Carter Hart. And in 5 seconds, the captain will come out of the penalty box. As there's less than 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Vegas leads 1-0 here in game 2. Staal out of the box. Penalty killers do the job. And now this puck finds its way back into the Vegas zone. And going back to get it is Noah Hannafin. His long pass misses everybody. This is an avoidable icing with 2.7 seconds left here in the first period.
Boy, you have to put an asterisk next to that penalty kill. It's to your captain. You know, you had the 2 power plays. Vegas had gotten one there. You know, with the fact that this has been a really good Carolina first period, that would have been a dagger. I'll say it again. The penalty kill just kept this a 1-goal game. Who gets the second? The second goal is going to be a massive consequence in this game.
Stankoven will take the draw. 1 second left. And Vegas will wave at it. And Miller chopped a little shot that Barbashev didn't like as the horn goes.
Hey, I mean, it's that puck gets to the net, it might have beaten the buzzer. So I don't think Barbashev in this particular case has a huge argument. What will the status be of Braden McNabb? You hope that he's okay, first and foremost. And whether that puck caught him in the nose or in the mouth region involving teeth. But with a long second period change, Mike, is Vegas going to have the full complement of 6 defensemen, or are they going to be down to 5? That's going to be something to watch. Loved in particular the way that Aho, Svechnikov, and Jarvis played the opening 20.
All right, now the situation is after 20, Carolina trailing the Vegas Golden Knights 1-0. Coming up, Adam Gold has your intermission report to break down the first 20 minutes and look ahead to the second period with Shane Willis. That's all coming up here. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Final, game number 2. Carolina down 1-0 after 1. You're listening in on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
The Father's Day Summer Grill Sale is here at Atlantic Spas and Billiards on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Save up to $700 on a Kamado Joe kettle grill, or pick up a Green Mountain pellet grill at the lowest price of the year. This highly rated pellet grill comes with Wi-Fi, 2 meat probes, and all the grill accessories are 50% off. Atlantic Spas and Billiards is the billiard, dart, and game headquarters of the Triangle. Something is here for the whole family. Pool tables, shuffleboard, foosball, outdoor ping pong, and more. Atlantic Spas and Billiards in Raleigh and Wilmington.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I am in studio with my friend Jeff Hoffman from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Windows. Everybody needs them, but we have a lot of different choices.
Yes, we do. We got double hung. We have the arch windows, all kinds of different shapes that we can do. We have slider windows, casement windows, and they come in several different colors, a lot to choose from. We'll come out, walk through the project with you, assess any kind of rotten wood, take care of that as well, and then install whatever you choose.
800-672-4348, aluminumcompany.com.
Hey, Father's Day is coming up, and at Deep River Sporting Clays, we're celebrating the person you call Dad, or the one who's always been there for you. This Father's Day weekend, bring him out to Deep River Sporting Clays for some fresh air, great clay shooting, and some time well spent together. And when you do, he'll automatically be entered to win a Deep River membership and a $100 gift card. Because the best gifts aren't always things, they're memories made together. Visit DeepRiverSportingClays.com. Deep River Sporting Clays, more than just a place to shoot.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center. Really a good period for the Carolina Hurricanes, but they trail 1-0. Controlled the play, played it on their terms. tons of opportunities to score, a whole bunch of shots in tight. Can't beat Carter Hart, and Carolina on a Brett Howden goal finds themselves down 1-0 in the period. Carolina had 2 power plays. Vegas had 1. Neither power play was very good. I thought the second power play for Carolina was particularly weak. First one had a couple of chances. You'll hear one of them with Taylor Hall in tight on a pass from Jackson Blake. If you're looking for good signs, though, the top line was very noticeable. I thought the Stankoven line was dynamite as well, as Carolina had tons of chances around Carter Hart. Just haven't been able to find it yet. But if they play the way they just played for the first 20 minutes, they'll be okay in this one, but you got to do that again. They weren't able to do that in the second period of game 1. One thing to keep an eye on, Braden McNabb took a shot right to the face, a puck right to the face, a shot from the blue line, and went immediately to the dressing room, so we'll see the status on him. We'll come back, listen to highlights next.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL Store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLShop.com. A Fanatics experience.
The best way to follow the Stanley Cup playoffs is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game of every series. Behind-the-scenes playoff content you won't get anywhere else. The most NHL Edge advanced stats, keeping you up to date from round 1 through the Stanley Cup final. When it comes to following the playoffs, don't settle for anything less. The Stanley Cup playoffs are better on the NHL app.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Highlights here. We are in the first intermission. And as always, first intermission highlights are brought to you by Kia. Let's get right to them. Freddie Anderson, early first period, Tomas Hertl in front.
Rasmus Anderson tucks it out in front, and a chance for Anderson to get a pad save, as out in front with that opportunity was Hertl.
And Jankowski, I think, really good stick in front. That's what Vegas is trying to do, is go below the goal line for quick hitters in the slot. And Freddie was there low, but big stick from Jankowski.
Later on, Carolina on the power play. Jackson Blake across to Taylor Hall.
Blake with another turnover shot gets through. Hart makes the save. Hall was in front, might have had the redirect.
It was a dynamite chance for Taylor Hall. Andrei Svechnikov in the slot. Sebastian Aho tries him from distance.
Carolina trying to answer. Svechnikov across. Hart makes the save. Rebound. Svechnikov. It doesn't get through. Oh, great block out in front.
Dylan Coughlin, the former Hurricane, saved a goal on the rebound.
I'm sure he did, and Sebastian Aho had a great shot from just above the right face-off circle. And that's where we are through 20 minutes. 1-0 Vegas. I will talk it over with Shane Willis next.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Inside Lenovo Center, 1-0 Vegas. After one period, Shane Willis joins me here to break it down. I can't hate what I saw for 20 minutes. I could hate the goal, but I can't hate what I saw.
Without a doubt. I think he wanted to come out, continue to work the pressure, and when you look at both these teams who play a very similar style, you rely on your forecheck. And if you looked at the forecheck of both teams in that period, the Hurricanes won that battle. The Hurricanes defensively were able to get out of their zone quicker, avoid the forecheck of Vegas, and set their forecheck in the offensive zone to create chances. Only 7 shots, but there was probably at least 5 or 6 that were blocked, really close range. Andrei Svechnikov with probably the best chance gets blocked with an empty net right in front of him. So you take the positive out of that period and say, hey, we're in a good place. We're continuing to press. We get one, and that kind of opens the gates the other direction.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Rod, you say, do that again.
Yes.
And the interesting thing, this is the irony of it, is that the Vegas goal was really because Carolina was, pounding Vegas in the zone. The Stankoven line was out. And Mitch Marner just has a backhand aerial flip to get it out of dodge.
It's just let's live to fight another day. I'm just going to launch this out of the zone. Then you're looking at a bouncing puck and 2 guys battling that Howden's able to spin on the offensive side of Sean Walker and get that breakaway. Again, a lot of people are going to look at that, but anytime there's a breakaway, I give the advantage to the shooter as he beats Freddie Anderson for the first goal of the game. But it's not a mistake that leads to that goal.
No.
It is just an absolute battle at center ice with a bouncing puck that you miss, and they go in on a breakaway. Other than that, the forecheck was all over them, and they were just trying to survive and get it out of the zone.
Yeah, what did you think of the Aho, Svechnikov, Jarvis line in the first period?
I liked their first period. I thought they were going. Andrei Svechnikov, very physical, probably the best chances out of the entire line.
Yeah.
So many positives that you want to see from that line. And again, people were asking me today, are you going to change up that line? Well, no, because they can flip the switch the other direction so quickly and get 2-3 goals in a night as a line. So you like what they did in the first period. I think one area, if you're going to look at something the Hurricanes need to be sharper, it has to be the power play. It has to be a difference maker and get a couple quality chances. I just think both power plays they had didn't get the great opportunities you want to see when you have that advantage.
I think there was one with Hall, right, on the first power play. Second unit, the top unit, the number 1 unit, only had 30 seconds, right? There was a lot of zone time and not a lot of production. In the first one, there was a couple of chances. The Aho group didn't even had, I think, 30 seconds. The second one, it took them over a minute to set up because they lost the opening draw.
And if there's one thing that I'm watching from an analyst standpoint, because Vegas is hanging back and looking for the throwback play. So Carolina was carrying the puck through center ice, but the problem is if you don't throw it back, 2 of your players are way back behind you.
Right.
So now you're in the zone only with 3, and you're dumping pucks to areas where it's a one-on-one battle that Vegas was able to victory out of and get pucks back down the ice. Where I look at it and I go back to when this power play was the most successful, it had an attack mentality to shoot pucks early.
Yeah.
Alex Nikishin was moved onto that unit, in my opinion, for one reason. I don't think he took a shot.
Right.
So if I'm going to lean on something, I'm going to say, hey, let's just simplify. You go to the umbrella. It's either a one-timer from the side or it's Alex Nikishin or Shane Gostisbehere from the top. You have to unload a few. When Vegas blocks so many shots as a player's mentality, that's where in your mind you start turning away. Oh, it's not going to get through anyways. I'm going to pass it again. So then the crowd starts rumbling. You start moving it around. You don't have one-timers in certain areas, but that's what I would do on the power play is just go back to a simplifying area and really start attacking with shots early to try and get Vegas chasing around. Then you're going to open up a low play to the pop man in the middle of the ice.
Yeah, it also looks like Carolina is, because it hasn't been successful, and if I could do the math, it's now 7 for 60, I think, in the playoffs. Right? Because it hasn't been successful, they're thinking, and it slows them down. You'd like to see the player movement and the puck movement just be a lot faster. Vegas' power play, it hasn't scored in the series either. They're 0 for 4. But I think they're moving the puck better.
Right, and I think when you look at the power play numbers, you're going to say, well, it's not going very well. But if you look at the first 3 series, the power plays scored big goals in big moments. And so now you're down 1. You have an opportunity to tie in the first period to cinch this game up, sending it to the second, and you don't get it done. That's where I'm looking at it more of, you don't have to score every time on the power play. But in a moment when you need a goal and in the first period where you're down 1, where that could have tied the game up, that's where you're looking to score that big goal in that big moment, as you did in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, certain things I think are overrated. Your overall power play percentage in the playoffs can be very overrated because if you get big goals, it doesn't matter. If Carolina gets power play in the second period and scores, we're not going to care that it's at 14% or whatever it is.
Same thing in Ottawa, right? Your series-clinching game, Logan Stankoven on the power play scores a huge goal in the third period to win you the game. That's what you're looking for in those moments. It's not to go 50% or 40%. It's just score a big goal at those big moments.
Aho scored the power play goal in Game 4 to get them going late in the first period. Shane Willis is joining us here. Before we have to wrap this up, it didn't seem like Vegas was all that threatening in the period. Is that just because Carolina's forecheck was that much better? I mean, it's only 2 shots on the board. Expected goals is almost 2 to about a half. Carolina.
It's tough to score when you're in your own zone,
Yep.
and that's how good the Hurricanes were in the first period when you look at their forecheck. So as a defending team, when you spend that amount of time in the defensive zone, when you get the puck out, you have to get off the ice. You're going to change, so you're not creating those offensive chances. They score on their second shot of the game. The first one, it wasn't a dangerous shot. So when you look at the opportunities, everyone's going to say, well, yeah, but they're losing, and you guys are saying they're playing better. Look at the grade A chances in the first period. The Hurricanes outweighed Vegas in a large margin. So you focus on the second period to come out with the same way, the same speed, continue to create, look for that traffic around the net to try and get a tip-in, rebound-style goal, which they almost had in the first period.
No doubt. And we'll keep an eye on what's happening with Braden McNabb, who took a puck to the face. All right, well, thank you very much,
Lane
Shane.
and Associates are probably in that room right now checking that out.
I shouldn't laugh. It's not that funny. 1-0 Vegas. After 1, I'm Adam Gold. Check out the NHL scoreboard after these words from your local stations on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
He's setting up the play at Penn Station East Coast Subs. Can I get a 6-inch hot-grilled Italian sub? He shoots. Should I grab a bag of chips?
Nope. All our subs come with fresh-cut fries.
He scores!
Everybody wins at Penn Station East Coast Subs with hot grilled subs for pickup or delivery, fresh cut fries, 5 convenient triangle locations. You're set up for a great meal any day when you do it the Penn Station way. Check out the menu and order online today at penn-station.com.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with the toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team. Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, sports fans, it's Trip Tracy. It is our time to take it all. We've been at the top of our game and resilient all season long. And just like our guys, TimberTech Decking is durable and resilient to stay at the top of its game season after season. TimberTech is designed to stand up to sun, rain, and years of gatherings. You get the beauty of wood without sanding, staining, or splinters. And it's backed up by industry-leading warranties so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor near you or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center, 1-0 Vegas, even though Carolina was by far the better team in the first period. These numbers brought to you by Cardinal Apparel, proud partner and T-shirt provider of the Carolina Hurricanes. Brett Howden's 12th of the playoffs from Mitch Marner came at 13:33. Aerial flip. Howden ends up winning the battle for the puck and beats Frederick Anderson with a little bit of a breakaway. But Carolina outshot Vegas 7-2 and shot attempts 27-9 in the period. Mike and Tripp will have the second period. I am Adam Gold. We will see you after 2.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
Hey, Caniacs. As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, the local team at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses across the Research Triangle. Our families live here and contribute to our communities, so we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/Canes for a free home or business security assessment. That's vectorsecurity.com/Canes.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their t-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
Alongside Trip Tracy and a cast of thousands who are bringing us the news and notes we need. And our technical engineers tonight, the best in the business, John Brockwell in the booth with us, and also one of the best, Rusty Helzer, back in Raleigh, Mr. Reliable. And speaking of reliable, that's what you are, Trip, with the analysis. And for Carolina, they come into this period, it's the opposite of game one. They're down a goal in the second period. But a lot to like from the first. How do they carry that here?
Well, reminders of what Vegas did to start the second period in game one on their forecheck. Long second period change, and especially taxing if you value a forecheck on your defenseman. And Braden McNabb, that scary, scary moment in the first period. He's not available. So 5 Vegas defensemen. That makes you want to get your forecheck going even more.
Now Carolina starts the period off right, winning the puck, and then dropping this one along the end boards behind Carter Hart. Try to work out, but Vegas will muscle this one. Dorofeev played it out over the blue line. Chatfield stopped his momentum, and then Stahl runs into Eichel. And Vegas will just flip this one into the Hurricane zone as Rasmus Anderson will pick up from Calgary. Another one of those 2015 draft picks that's on this Vegas Golden Knight roster. Put it in. Carolina serves it out.
John Tortorella and John Stevens running Vegas's blue line. I mean, if you can make some of these defensive zone shifts long for the defenseman they're going to lean on without Braden McNabb, it's going to be favorable.
Especially here with that long change. As now Blake with it for Carolina. Diving down the left wing boards. He'll drop it back. Hall trying to get to it. Shea Theodore. And I think his minutes are going to go up. Carolina can keep it in. Chance for Hall, but Theodore gets in the way. Now Howden with his 12 goals. He'll knock this one forward for Mitch Marner. Marner, he'll stop. He'll hand this one, looking for Carlson Stankoven with the intercept. Brett Howden's goal, the 13:33 mark of the first period, the only goal so far in this game, but we're just 90 seconds into period number 2. Now Noah Hannafin using his skates to get around DeAndre Miller. His pass through the crease of Anderson found nobody. That'll be dropped, and Anderson will come out. He'll be bumped by Sissons. And trying to make the play with it is Hurdle. Hurdle will come up with a puck. Tomas Hurdle. That'll be knocked away by Keandre Miller. What a postseason Miller is having defensively. And the Canes are allowed to break this one free. Hall's at the end of his shift. He'll just get this in deep. 5 new skaters out for Rod Brindamore's team. Good play by Slavin at center ice. Then Jarvis is going to lose it to Stone. Stone comes in. His shot kicked away by Anderson. Not a ton on that one. Now Sissons drops it for Hurdle. Tomas Hurdle had the game winner in game 1 late in the third period. This is dropped behind the net. Slavin takes the hit. Anderson keeps it in. Now deflected into the slot and detected the whole way by Anderson as he takes away the Kolasar offering. Not much from Keegan Kolasar on that shot.
But Vegas is causing a few turnovers here in the first 2.5 minutes of the second period that they were not able to achieve in the first period. That's a routine stop for Freddie Anderson because, even though you had turned the puck over in the neutral zone, I believe it was Jarvis, he had good coverage, so Kolasar got very little on the shot. Easy low save for Anderson.
17:33 here in the second. And Dowd wins the faceoff on Jankowski, but he blocks the Dowd offering. And Robinson will push this one down the right wing. Slide the puck around the Vegas zone. Carolina trying to work the forward check. Nikishin up. He'll play this into the corner to the left of Hart. Vegas able to steer this one back out to center ice.
It's Dylan Coughlin playing in Braden McNabb's spot. He had that goal-saving block in the first period.
But you got to look at this as an opportunity. I mean, it's not Braden McNabb, although he's playing as Dylan Coughlin very well.
The Canes should know Dylan Coughlin very well.
One of the most likable guys you will ever meet. They're no friends in the Stanley Cup Finals.
But you know how he plays, and there was just no room at the inn in Carolina, and he is honestly didn't find much room in Vegas this year. Only had 3 games played. Now a chance on the backhand gets through, and the offering by Barbashev denied by Anderson.
You know, you're getting away from doing things right like you did in the first period. You did get the puck deep, and yes, it's a backhand, but all of a sudden Vegas gets a chance. Now you ice the puck. The decisions with the puck, in particular, both blue lines, Mike, have fallen off here for Carolina, and where they've been early in the second to where they were throughout the first period.
Good line from Vegas when they talk about what John Tortorella demands. You don't give the puck away at your blue line, and you don't give it away at their blue line. 16:32 left in the second. Defensive zone draw here. Eichel against Stahl. Stahl wins it back for Nikishin. He'll feed Ehlers. Ehlers has to pull away from Dorofeev. And Nikolai Ehlers will retreat behind his net. Dorofeev will camp out in front of Frederik Anderson, and the Canes will exchange here. Gostisbehere. Ehlers with more room. He's going to go right around Eichel. Ehlers into the Vegas zone. He'll turn, spinning drive, but that's off the mark. Stankoven, as Carolina can change here in the second period, goes after it. Eichel almost gave it away, but got just enough on it to clear it back into the Hurricane zone where Walker picks it up. A little bit more than 4 minutes gone by here in the second period. 1-0, Vegas in the lead. This puck up the boards, intercepted. Good job there by Lauzon, but this should be, they're going to wave off icing.
Because Freddie Anderson made an attempt to play the puck. Would have been icing.
We'll see if this can be fortunate as Walker now comes into the Vegas zone. Walker, his shot goes off the inboards, but right to Blake. Blake tries to feed this here for Hall. Hall and Mitch Marner fight for it. Now Blake in the corner, plays it around Hanifin to Hall behind the net. Hall gets it to Walker. Walker right back for Taylor Hall. Hall slides this one into the corner. Blake trying to get to it, but getting in front of that was Lauzon. Now Walker will keep it in. Stankoven with it behind the net. Room to operate. Stankoven. He's going to feed Miller, who jumps up. Right back for Stankoven. Logan Stankoven wheeling with it. Hands it for Chatfield. He'll send it down the line. Hall tries to center it, but that's taken away, and Marner racing down the left wing into the Kane zone. Marner pulls up. Marner watched by Chatfield. Penalty coming up to Carolina as the puck is touched by Taylor Hall. And for the second time this evening, Carolina is going to the penalty box.
And for the second time to a key penalty killer. Jordan Stahl in the first period, Keandre Miller now.
Carolina penalty number 19, 2 minutes interference.
You know, Mike, you're not here without Taylor Hall and what he did in the first 3 rounds. He's struggling a bit right now. He turned the puck over in the Vegas zone, and that's what gave Vegas numbers up the ice, and Keandre Miller eventually within the circles to the right of Freddie Anderson, guilty of the interference call. The second goal, I'll say it again, whoever gets in this game, I think is going to be the biggest goal of the game. This is going to even the power plays at 2 after this one. Can you get another stylish kill like you got late in the first?
We only had 5 total penalties in game number 1.
I'll take 5-on-5 all day long, you know, even with Carolina's penalty kill.
Yeah.
But, you know, with Keandre Miller, a lefty in the box, Alexander Nikishin's going to see some of this kill. No doubt about it.
Stahl against Eichel, and Stahl batted it back and went off of Chatfield, and Vegas can keep it in. Marner fakes the shot. Eichel will take it, blocked by Slavin. Stahl tries to flip it out. Now he can. Stahl's going to feed Martinook. Martinook down the middle of the ice. A backhand, and Hart gets a piece of it and knocks it to the boards.
Oh, that was a quality backhand. Tough to read a backhand. Another big save with the blocker from Martin.
And another great play by Martinook on Eichel, and this is going to allow Slavin to get to the puck, and he'll clear this right back into the Vegas zone. Good start for the Hurricanes penalty killers here. Now Dorofeev with it. Out are Aho and Jarvis. Jarvis swatted it, but Hurdle was waiting for it. Now sent to the middle of the ice. Chatfield, he'll move this one up, and Chatfield's going to jump in the rush with Aho. Aho drags, shoots, Hart makes the save with the glove. Rebound was available. And Vegas will scoop it up.
4-on-2 for Vegas.
Now Stone, he'll drop it back. Eichel's side of the net. Going to be played around the boards, back for Stone. Stone, he'll hand it off for Eichel, left wing boards. Works it up, top side of the net, Marner. Marner feeds the slot, taken away. Walker tries to clear, can't do it. Kept in, Eichel, Marner. Frederik Andersen was scurrying to get to his skates. He does. Now a chance here, hanging on to the puck. It's Stone. Eichel. As Vegas is moving this one around, out in front, and it hits the post.
Well, Stone had a wide open net. He doesn't miss many of those. Remember that.
He was all alone to the right of Frederik Andersen. Still 20 seconds left on the kill. Eichel tries to fence this one around, and he does. Carolina now all the way out front. What a poke check by Frederik Andersen as he took it away from Hertl. And now Carolina the other way. A shot here by Aho. He drags, and now in 4 seconds, Miller will be out of the box.
Huge poke check, huge hit from Aho, just inside his own blue line.
Now Howden coming in with speed, and he scores! Brett Howden is having the playoff of his life. It's 2-0 Vegas after Carolina killed off that power play.
This is beyond an exceptional individual performance. Beyond exceptional from Brett Howden. Just a little one-toucher to Howden coming underneath the puck with a full head of steam. Pass was made right from the Vegas bench, and Howden, he beats Jacob Slavin to the front of the net, protects the puck, goes backhand, forehand, outweights the leg of Frederik Andersen to score. And you know, you don't put it on Andersen, but when you see Carter Hart making saves like he just did on Sebastian Aho at one end with his glove, you know, Vegas is just winning the goaltending dimension. But, I mean, Brett Howden's on a different planet. That was a great pass to him.
Howden had, again, 12 goals in the regular season, 13 in this postseason for Vegas. Now Carolina needs to find an answer as they're down 2-0 with 12:05 left here in the second.
And it was Barbashev who made that pass to Brett Howden. I mean, Barbashev, who scored in the second period of game one, that's a special pass. But this is a guy that's in a different solar system. We're number 21 for the Vegas Golden Knights, Brett Howden.
12:03 remaining in the second period of game two. The Golden Knights with a 2-0 lead over the Hurricanes. It's the Stanley Cup Final here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the sound of digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With instant wins, progressive jackpots, and bonus games right from your phone. It's non-stop chances to win like you've never seen or heard before. Oh, yeah! Big money! Visit nclottery.com to get in on the action. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the range.
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank. Fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
In a world where AI is changing how people search and discover online, Walk West helps businesses get seen, heard, and cited. For more information about AI adoption and growth consultation services, visit walkwest.com. Well, Brett Howden is making a strong case that he is in deserving honor of having his name in a Conn Smythe discussion with 13 goals this postseason. 2 here tonight and a 2-0 lead for Vegas. Trip Tracy.
But hey, you're not at the halfway point of regulation.
Brett Howden's 6'2", but he's playing like he's 6'6" or 6'7". You know, the size element, out muscling Walker on his first goal and using every bit of his reach to be able to finish off that breakaway at top speed. It's just special.
Well, now for Carolina, do they have something special here at home? And they were 29-10-2 in the regular season. Jordan Martinook, he's going to go in and finish his hit on Rasmus Andersson. A bouncing puck. Sissons tries to get to it, but Carolina, Aho up for Svechnikov. He'll chip this one in, then he'll go for a change. He and Stone took a couple of whacks at each other before they head to their respective benches. 11:15 remaining here in the second. Now Walker, he'll feed this one up. Jarvis, he's going to draw, try to shoot. That gets through. Hart steers that one to the boards. Aho with a little bit of pressure. Now taking off the puck is Howden. Carolina trying to go to work here. As Miller's shot. That goes into Carlson's pad. And this one will be knocked away. And maybe we've seen a tweak here from Rod Brindamore as Nikolai Ehlers was out on the ice with Jarvis and Aho.
I think he's just the first guy out for this shift. I wouldn't disrupt the lines the way the Aho line has looked tonight.
Now here's a chance for Chatfield as a loose puck came free. He airmails that one over the top of the net of Carter Hart, who's been fantastic, stopping all 11 shots he's seen of the Hurricanes so far this evening.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on those line combinations.
Just to pay attention for now, as here's an opportunity. Stahl drags, and his shot deflected. Goes to the side of the net. Hall, he'll drop this one for Blake. Blake, he'll fight for it, but it comes free for Eichel. Eichel, he'll gain center ice and send this one into the Canes zone. Anderson, he'll stop it. He goes high off the glass, and Carolina will get it out to Blake. Wanted to feed Hall too far. Barbashev will flip this for Eichel into the Canes zone. We'll get it right back. Barbashev shot blocked by Chatfield. To the end boards it goes. Dorofeev. He'll leave it for Eichel. To the point for Theodore. His shot blocked by Hall. Rink wide it goes. Blake with a chance to chip out. He will. And now Stankoven is going to hustle after it. And they're going to give the icing call to Vegas with 9:35 left. As Theodore might have had the angle on Stankoven.
I think tie goes to the defending player, and that was as close to a tie in determining who was going to get to that puck first. Logan Stankoven still should be commended. He would not give up on the play. And so, just to keep an eye on these line combinations, Stankoven, Blake, and Hall remain the same, and they're pretty tired here, not being able to change off of icing.
Face off to the left of Frederick Anderson. And Dowd takes the draw and win it to the boards. It'll be kept in. That shot from the right point ricochets wide off the backboards, and a chance for Carolina to settle down, and Chatfield plays it out for Hall. Hall sees the hit coming and gets this in deep, and the Canes make a change. 5 new skaters on the ice. And Noah Hannafin, he will cut this one and drop it off before Will Carrier can take aim. Nikishin, the Gostas pair. Robinson touches it, but this is going to come back icing on Carolina. 9:04 remaining in the second period. A 2-0 Vegas lead.
Both coaches are mic'd up. And it, went viral of what John Tortorella said to his team when they were down 2-0 in the first period in game 1. You're still just, you played almost 31 minutes of the game. If I'm Rod Brindamore mic'd up, now Carolina hasn't been as good here in this second period as they were the first, but I'd be delivering the same type of message John Tortorella did mic'd up in game 1.
Vegas wins the draw. And shot was swatted at by Anderson. He got a glove to it on the Rasmus Anderson offering, and Carolina will try to push this one to safety. They will. Robinson will force this one back into the Vegas zone. Rasmus Anderson was able to get to it. Nikishin, though, body up on his man, which was Sissons, and Canes will roll this one in. Hart will bunt this one for Rasmus Anderson. He has trouble with it behind his net. And trying to force the turnover there is Carrier. He does. Aho with the change comes out. Carolina tries to get a shot through, blocked before they can. Hurdle will spin with it at center ice. Taken away by Walker. His pass, nice move done here by Martinook. He'll get it in deep. Now sent back, coming off of the bench's shot. And that's going to be deflected before it can get through.
It was Aho again. He's close.
Aho with it. He'll hand it for Walker just inside the blue line to Miller, who's halfway down on the left wing boards. Miller wanted to send that across on the seam, but that's blocked away and back to the Canes blue line. Keandre Miller will get to it. Now it's Aho with it. Aho. He had Svechnikov darting down the left side, but that's knocked away. Now Carlson with a puck. Carlson with a shot. Anderson gloves it and hangs on.
That's a save you've just got to have, down 2-0. Carlson had made the defensive play on the Aho attempted pass to Svechnikov, nearly countered at the other end of the ring.
7:41 left in the second period. Carolina trailing Vegas 2-0 in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final that you're listening to on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Hurricanes fans, the future of entertainment is coming to Raleigh, and Lenovo is helping lead the way. Lenovo Center is home to the Carolina Hurricanes and the starting point for a highly anticipated entertainment district where technology, food, and fun will converge. As your North Carolina neighbor, for 2 decades, Lenovo is powering the fan experience every step of the way. Join us for a Canes game this season. We'll see you there. When the Canes win on the road, that's great. If they can win at home, even better. During this playoffs, you'll win too. Download the Chick-fil-A app and claim your order for a free chicken sandwich by midnight. Available at participating Greater Triangle area Chick-fil-A restaurants. And the Canes are going to need a comeback win to get that done. If that's the case, with 7:41 left in the second period, trailing Vegas 2-0. And Trip Tracy, again, the Canes have done a lot to the good. Haven't been able to solve Carter Hart so far.
Well, I mean, the first period was better than the second spin, but I look at the goaltending position. I mean, the shorthanded chance for Sebastian Aho that would have made it 1-1. He's making all the saves, period, but at the right times.
Now Vegas, 2-0. If I'm going to be fair, 2-0 Brett Howden versus Carolina, as he's got both goals as he continues his terrific postseason. And now whistle behind the play will stop action here. Howden has 13 goals. That leads all scorers. As this is an icing and puck coming back into the Vegas zone.
By the way, it is, it's official. Seth Jarvis has moved on to the line with Jordan Stahl and Nikolai Ehlers. So it might be a good reset for Seth Jarvis, and Martinuk can create time and space for Aho.
Jarvis dives into the circle to help Carolina win it, but it'll pop free, and William Karlsson backhands one out into the Cane zone. That Howden using that strength again, cuts in front as he got in front of Chatfield and had another grade A. Now sharp angle chance, put right on, save made by Anderson. He's swimming to get up. Marner had that shot. Sent back across, Barbashev. Coughlin takes aim, that's wide. And an opportunity again for Vegas to keep it in. Karlsson sent around the boards, Barbashev with it. Barbashev turns that, hits the post. He beat Anderson to the near side, and the post helped out the Canes netminder. And now Eichel with it. Eichel turns. He'll drop it off. Coughlin shot blocked by Chatfield. Slavin to it. Played up the boards. It's going to bounce off of Ehlers' skates, but he'll settle it down now. Ehlers into the Vegas zone. He'll stop. Carolina can change behind the play. Sent across looking for Jarvis. Jarvis chips it to Aho. Aho run into by Coughlin and by Eichel. And now it's a chance here for Walker with a low drive, but into the glove of Hart, who snares it and hangs on. 6:12 left in the second period. 2-0. Golden Knights lead.
Brett Howden is stronger on his stick than anybody in this series right now, and it's really honestly not even close. He just went underneath the stick of Jalen Chatfield to strip Chatfield of the puck, and then nearly completed a natural hat trick. His edge work, when he didn't have much room to try to make a play on Anderson, tried to go from his backhand to his forehand like he did with much more room earlier in this period, and Anderson had to make a really good low save.
Now Aho, Martinook, and Svechnikov. That is the change, and that is the line. Nikishin back at the right point. Draws one back. Nikishin lets it go, but absorbed right into the breadbasket of Hart, and he'll get another whistle.
You're down 2-0. Sebastian Aho just won that draw clean. He's got to feel good about the way he's playing. Now, you want Nikishin shooting the puck like he did late in game one, Marner's big block, and like he did just now. But the way Carter Hart is thriving, you're going to need traffic more than ever. More than ever.
And now we're going to get a whistle, and I'm going to get it's a high stick or a slash, either way.
It's
penalty coming up to Carolina.
It's going to be
Carolina
Martinook.
48 minor penalty, slashing.
Yeah, Rasmus Anderson draws it. And they were on the board side hash marks on that face-off. And he went over the top of Anderson's stick and broke it in half. If the stick doesn't break, it's probably not a call. And Rasmus Anderson put his arms up, which anybody would do. If he doesn't break his stick in half, they're not making the call. And third penalty that Carolina's taken, all three, two important penalty killers in Jordan Stahl, Keandre Miller, and now Martinook.
Well, Stahl will come out to take the face-off here against Hertl. Hertl's complaining about something to Trent Knorr, the linesman. He'll do it again here. And Knorr will drop the puck. Stahl uses his skate to kick it back to Chatfield. Chatfield will backhand one in that's going to force Marner all the way behind his net. Marner just kept drifting. Was not going to stop. He'll take it over his blue line to center ice. Now he'll drop it back for Eichel. Jack Eichel, the number 2 pick in the 2015 draft. His shot breaks the stick of Slavin.
Oh, this is big time to get it clear.
Slavin, if the United States needs a defender for the World Cup, he just kicks it to Chatfield, and that is a monstrous play because Slavin can go to the bench, and the Canes have all 4 players with their equipment.
Impromptu huge play with his skate from Jacob Slavin without a stick.
Now Jarvis, he'll clear up for Aho. Aho trying to work around Eichel for Jarvis, and they can't connect.
Good defensive play from Hertl on Jarvis.
It's 5 forwards out here for Vegas, but they've seen the book when these 2 forwards are out for Carolina. There is always somebody back, it seems like, when this is the case. Now Vegas with the puck in the Cane zone. Eichel up top, Marner just inside the blue line. And the very high slot. Now down low, Stone back for Eichel to Marner. Marner trying to work his way around Jarvis. Jarvis fighting like a junkyard dog to come up with a turnover, and the Canes can get to it. As Aho gets it to Jarvis. They're tired. They'll just slide this one back into the Vegas end with 30 seconds left on the kill.
Mike, I think the Canes have gone to school all of his years in Toronto. The special player that Mitch Marner is. He is clearly a pass-first kind of guy. He is reluctant to shoot the puck, and the Hurricanes have taken advantage of that on the Vegas power play.
Now this puck will be scooped up by Slavin, and he will send this 200 feet from his end boards all the way back to the Vegas side. 5 seconds left in the penalty to Martinook. Howden with it. He drops it for Rasmus Anderson. Back for Howden. Out of the box comes Martinook. Slavin trying to make a play. Canes penalty killers. Perfect 3 for 3 like they were in game 1. Now a turnover by Vegas. Stankoven with it. Stankoven. He'll hand this one off. A chance for Robinson. He'll play it for Slavin, who's up on the play. Robinson's going to go for a change with Martinook so the Canes can get their line sorted here. Chance to get it in deep. Opportunity there by Hall. He'll fight for it. Get it in. They're going to say offside, Carolina. And that's the right call with 3:36 remaining here in the second period. The Hurricanes trailing the Golden Knights 2-0 here in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. You're listening to the NHL playoffs on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. the better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Hey, Caniacs! As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, the local team at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses across the Research Triangle. Our families live here and contribute to our communities, so we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/canes for a free home or business security assessment. That's vectorsecurity.com/canes.
Alongside Chip Tracy, Mike Maniscalco here on your Hurricanes Radio Network. Carolina down 2-0 with 3:36 here in the second period.
A lot of the commercial timeout, Rod Brindamore still talking to Jeff Daniels, who runs the forwards, and my guess is they're discussing, do you stick with the flip-flop of Martinook and Jarvis? I personally would not. I think it gives you a shot of life, it changes things up, but your first period was better than your second has been. So I'd go back, maybe not in the last 3.5 minutes of this period, but I'd go back to how you started the lines. And then, speaking of coaches, John Stevens, part of Darryl Sutter's Stanley Cup winning coaching staff 2 times over with Los Angeles with just 5 defensemen. I mean, he's doing a magical job with his blue line with just 5 here in this period.
And he's been a head coach before, and you're wondering if that door will open up again with what he has done with this Vegas group. This is going to be icing on Vegas here with 3:22 left in the second.
I think a lot of times, once you get an opportunity to be a head coach, right or wrong, you become known as just an elite assistant coach. But with not just losing a defenseman, but such an important defenseman who eats minutes like Braden McNabb does, if you can cut this lead in half, that's where it can be beneficial, is the minutes as they start to add up, the extra minutes as you move towards the third period. Boy, Mike, a late second period goal would be just a shot of life.
That's what the doctor ordered. Aho, Martinook, Svechnikov, they'll all dive in, and Aho will come up with the puck. He'll turn. His shot doesn't get through. Aho will drop this one behind the net. And chance for Martinook to get to it. Martinook plays it back. Nikishin loads it up, doesn't get through. Martinook keeps it in. Off the board, Svechnikov swats at it, but Hart gets the glove to it, and now a little extra after the whistle. Cole Smith trying to get a piece of Andrei Svechnikov. Keegan Kolasar is wrestling. He's trying to take the helmet of Martinook off.
I think in this situation, down 2-0, Nikishin and Gostisbehere are smartly staying at the tops of the circle. Because, that gives Vegas a 5-on-3 advantage in the scrum, but you just can't give away an offensive zone draw at this stage of the game. You can't. If it's tied or you're up, if you're Nikishin and Gostisbehere, jump in. Be there with your teammates. That was astute by those 2 defensemen based upon this situation.
Offensive zone draw. Stankoven with Blake and Hall. And the draw is going to be won by Vegas. Cleared, but only out to center ice. Good play by Miller as he knocked it down and sent it back into the Vegas zone. Can Carolina force a turnover? And a good clear out here by Shea Theodore. And Vegas can chip this back into the Canes zone. Playing that into the corner, trying to get a little bit of room is Walker. It'll bounce free for Taylor Hall. Hall trying to get his way around Luzon, and Luzon's got to head to the bench. He lost his helmet. So Carolina's got a 5-on-4 for a second here. It'll be kept in by Stankoven. Along the boards on Howden. Howden gets it to Marner, but Carolina got to it, but unable to keep in at the left point. is Miller, but this is an icing on Vegas with 2:14 left here in the second period.
Yeah, I think the Golden Knights have elevated their compete level defensively in this second period visibly. And, you know, when you lose an important piece, you know, any team will hate that reality, but I think it's the central cog in why they have elevated defensively with their compete in comparison to where they were at defensively in the first.
Now Stahl out to win the draw. Back for Slavin, looking for Jarvis, but it goes all the way around the boards for Ehlers. Chatfield, back for Slavin. Side of the net, it'll be Jarvis. Goal line extended, cross-ice pass. Chatfield's bouncing shot, deflected. It didn't get through to Hart. It trickled to the corner. Now Jarvis will come up with a steal. Back for Slavin. He'll feed it back. Stahl, he'll let it go to Chatfield, who comes down the boards. Back for Stahl behind the net of Hart. Back for Chatfield. Goal line extended down the right wing. He'll go low to high for Ehlers. Back for Chatfield. His shot blocked out in front, and Vegas will just swipe this all the way down. Another icing on the Golden Knights with 1:33 left here in the second period. Kane still trailing 2-0.
The Golden Knights are tired here. This is a big draw for Sebastian Aho. All 5 guys are tired. You want to hurry up face-off. And just because Vegas so impressively is coming up with a lot of blocks, Mike, have faith. If you just continue to throw pucks at the net, you're going to get a bounce.
Aho, he'll take the draw here against Carlson, who's been on the ice for 90 seconds. Aho wins it clean. Miller now trying to send it out to the slot. Well, that pass by Svechnikov intercepted by Marner. In Vegas, they're going to make a jailbreak change. Carolina trying to catch him. Svechnikov back for Aho. Shoots! Blocked on the way through. Hart could have gotten a piece.
He did with his chin.
Now it's Miller. Walker, side of the net, deflected by Svechnikov over the high glass into the netting with 68 seconds left here in the second period.
I mean, Aho's had a heck of a game. He's got no points, but this is maybe the best he looked really good in Montreal in Game 3. He just won that draw clean. Svechnikov telegraphed a pass. Vegas picked it off. All 5 guys, they were exhausted, went for a change. Carolina moved the puck up the ice quickly. Svechnikov dropped it to Aho. Another great chance for Aho. He hit Carter Hart in the chin. As a matter of fact, there's a slight delay here. Carter Hart's checking his mask to make sure it's A-OK. But, you know, there has been no reward. But Sebastian Aho has found it tonight.
The Aho line will stay out there. Nick Dowd, who was acquired by Vegas for 2 second-round picks and a third-round pick back in March. That's a steep price to pay, but just for what he did, win a defensive zone draw. And Vegas clears this out. Here's a chance, racing with it, reaching for it. Was Eichel, but that's knocked away. And now the Canes trying to counter with 60 seconds left in the period. Martinook flips that one, trying to locate Aho. Loose puck. Will be hammered out of the zone and picked up in the neutral zone by Dowd. He's rubbed off the puck. Well done there by Sean Walker. And Miller back for Walker. Carolina can change their forwards. 30 seconds left here in the second. Miller, Stankoven through the neutral zone. He'll hand it off. Taylor Hall, he'll go deep with it, but nobody home for Carolina. Vegas content to throw it out to the neutral zone. Knocked down by Stone. He'll chip it forward in the Kane zone with 12 seconds remaining. Carlson with a steal. He'll drop it. Stone behind the net. Marner's shot blocked by Blake. Slavin will get to it. 4 seconds left in the period. Slavin heads up. He'll get it to Chatfield, who cannot get a shot off as the horn goes. And Carolina will find themselves in the same situation as they were after the first period, down 2-0.
Well, I mean, Brett Houghton, his impact here in the playoffs, but specifically in games 1 and 2 of this series, has just been immense. You know, my conversation in the locker room is a reminder, even though Vegas really dug in defensively, unless Braden McNabb comes back, they're down to 5 defensemen, and then will Rod Brindamore start the third period with the adjustments he made, Martinook on the Aho line, Jarvis on the Stahl line. It's all going to be about taking the appropriate chances. You're going to need some saves, but you're going to need to get one early to dent Carter Hart. And then this wild building could turn into 2 real quickly.
We'll see if that happens. And the Canes are in the same situation as the first period as they're down because Brett Howden scored a goal. It's 2-0. Howden with a goal in each period. Carolina going to need a comeback here in the third. We'll see if they can deliver it. Right now, Adam Gold will have your intermission report. Figure out what happened in the second period and look ahead to the third period after 40. It's the Vegas Golden Knights 2, Carolina nothing here in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final that you're listening to on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Tired of hearing this from your local tire place?
Sorry, we can't fix it. Take it to Dauntless.
This year, skip the middleman and take your car straight to Dauntless Transmissions if you want quality work done right the first time. Transmissions, engine, or brake work, or just a regular tune-up. If it's broke, Dauntless will fix it. For quality work done with the kind of experience that works for you, take it to Dauntless Transmissions first. Go to DauntlessTransmissions.com to book your visit today. Dauntless Transmissions, your local source for exceptional service.
Soundstation and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Soundstation and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Soundstation and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Soundstation and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center, 2-0 Vegas. After 2 periods, Carolina's out shooting the Golden Knights 15-11, but I thought Vegas was the better team in the second period. I thought their power play, Vegas's power play is when Carolina might have looked their best in the period offensively. They were dangerous. Jordan Martinook and Sebastian Aho each had great chances on Vegas's power play, or good chances anyway, on Vegas's power play. But after the first Vegas power play expires, after Keandre Miller, who was sent off for a pretty questionable interference call, after the power play expired, Logan Stankoven is trying to glove down a puck and he misses it. It goes to, forget who passed it to Brett Howden, who was streaking in across the blue line. To Jacob Slavin, who didn't have the speed that Howden did. He goes around Slavin and around Freddie Anderson and tucks it in behind the left pad, or the right pad of Anderson. And it's 2-0. Carolina did a great job on the penalty kill, gave up a goal right after it because they couldn't control the puck. Primarily because Logan Stankoven just kind of whiffed, like misjudging a fly ball, so to speak. Hurricanes have generated chances, have not been able to beat Carter Hart. Sebastian Aho late in the period with a shot that hits Hart right in the mask, and it is 2-0 Vegas. After 2, we'll listen to highlights next.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their t-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank, fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center. 2-0 Vegas after 40 minutes. Let's get to the highlights brought to you by Spectrum. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more, SpectrumTV.com. Carolina shorthanded. Doesn't matter. Jordan Martinook down the right side. Backhand try.
Eichel will take it. Blocked by Slavin. Stahl tries to flip it out. Now he can. Stahl's going to feed Martinook. Martinook down the middle of the ice. A backhand, and Hart gets a piece of it and knocks it to the boards.
Oh, that was a quality backhand. Tough to read a backhand. Another big save with the blocker from Hart.
Yep, was a very good save from Carter Hart. Sebastian Aho, same penalty Carolina's killing off. Carolina with another chance.
Sent to the middle of the ice. Chatfield, he'll move this one up, and Chatfield's going to jump in the rush with Aho. Aho drags, shoots, Hart makes the save with the glove. Rebound was available, and Vegas will scoop it up.
4-on-2 for Vegas.
Now Stone, he'll drop it back. Eichel's side of the net.
Yeah, a little bit later on. Tomas Hertl in front. Freddie Anderson with a Piotr move.
Eichel tries to fence this one around, and he does. Carolina now all the way out front. What a poke check by Frederik Andersen as he took it away from Hertl. And now Carolina the other way. A shot here by Aho. He drags, and now in 4 seconds, Miller will be out of the box.
Now, unfortunately, right after that, Brett Howden scored to make it 2-0. Another penalty kill. Jacob Slavin, who needs a stick?
His shot breaks the stick of Slavin.
Oh, this is big time to get it clear.
Slavin, if the United States needs a defender for the World Cup, he just kicks it to Chatfield, and that is a monstrous play because Slavin can go to the bench, and the Canes have all 4 players with their equipment.
Impromptu huge play with his skate.
Yeah, no fair. Maniscalco made the joke before I did. All right, that's where we are after 2 periods. We'll talk it over with Walt Ruff next.
Hear that? That's the sound of digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With instant wins, progressive jackpots, and bonus games right from your phone. It's nonstop chances to win like you've never seen or heard before.
Oh, yeah! Big money!
Visit nclottery.com to get in on the action. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center, 2-0 Vegas after 40 minutes. Walt Ruff, Hurricanes.com, content maestro, wizard of the keyboards, joining me here. All right, it doesn't look great. It was not a good period for Carolina, I thought. I thought the first was great. They just didn't get anything out of it.
Didn't get anything out of it, and then much like Game 1, Vegas started to tighten its grip. I mean, man, we have talked about how good of a structured team that group is, and they look every single bit. I found myself during that period asking, how in the world did this team only finish with 95 points during the regular season?
Injury, and I think Bruce Cassidy probably kind of squeezed the life out of the will out of the team. They really weren't responding, which is why with 8 games left in the season, I don't want to make this about Vegas. They have been excellent. Carolina was so good in the first period in Game 1, only led 2-1. Of course, Vegas was better, great in the second period, and was 3-3 after 2 in Game 1. So that game was there. This game was also, and it still is. It's only 2-0. This game in the first period, by all accounts, Carolina should have led. Rod was looking for more from Aho, Svechnikov, and Jarvis. I know Carolina doesn't have a goal, but I've liked them tonight.
Well, he kind of made the switch midway through the period, right?
Right.
Put Jordan Martinook there. I mean, we saw that during Game 2 of the Philadelphia series, which feels like an eternity ago, but it worked out briefly for the remainder of that game, or at least got it to...
Yeah, that was middle of the third period. Jarvis scored on the first shift.
Yeah, so not quite as instant of an impact this time around, but still got to find a way for those guys to hit another level. I don't know that Carolina has had dangerous and or threatening chances tonight. They have to find a way to get more in the third, specifically from those guys.
Yeah, well, I think they were pretty dangerous in the first period and didn't get anything like Taylor Hall right on the doorstep. Andrei Svechnikov, great block by our old friend Dylan Coughlin. Like, I think there have been chances there. Carolina just has not been able to bury them. It would be nice to take advantage of a team playing with only 5 defensemen. We have Braden McNabb, I know, went to the hospital. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. I mean, he had a great game 1 too, right? Yep. And so when you lose a guy of that caliber, you are trying to take advantage of those sort of situations. And something that gets referenced a lot when you're down a defenseman is as the game goes along, some legs get more and more tired. So hopefully Carolina can take advantage of that in the third, but only time will tell.
So, do you sense frustration here?
I do. I think that in the Montreal series, especially when things started to turn, this team started to get to its game. I don't know that they've gotten to that turn yet here in this series, right? I mean, they're going to need a massive third period. Even if they don't come back and get the result in this one, which we're optimistic that they would, they're just not at that level. Like the way I'm perceiving it is, are they playing at the level they need to be playing at in the Stanley Cup final right now? And I think the answer is no.
Yeah, but I also think that the other team has a lot to do with
that.
Sure,
100%.
My view is that Vegas's size has impacted this series. Howden winning the battle with Walker, right? Slavin. Now, Logan Stankoven's trying to glove the puck down right after the power play, and he just whiffs it. I mean, I know there are like a lot of people who play first base every once in a while. You just miss the ball, it goes right over your glove.
Yep.
And that's what happened there, and that creates the chance. But Slavin is trying to make a stick play, which is his thing, rather than just go through him with the body. If you knock him off his line, you probably stop the goal there. But I get why Slavin's doing that. But to me, I think Vegas' size has played an impact.
Speed too, right? Howden did an
fast.
Incredible job of getting his motor going from the D zone all the way through up the neutral, and all it takes is one step, right? This is as cliche as it is, a game of inches, and it was a couple inches that led to a second goal.
Yeah, Vegas has had 3 power plays tonight. I've loved Carolina's penalty kill all 3 times. They have arguably been more dangerous, killing the penalties. Can Rod say we'd like to play the third with just 4 on the ice?
Whatever it takes, Adam Gold, because you're right. About midway through that period, you're thinking, wait a minute, where are these chances coming from? They've only got 4 guys on the ice, so it's got to take something here in the third.
Yeah, first period, I really loved Stankoven, Blake, and Hall. I didn't love them in the second period, but this is where I think some of the frustration is sort of setting in. We have not seen, and again, I think it's more about Vegas than it is about Carolina. I think we have not seen the full 12-man forward group really impact.
I would agree. And, I mean, think about some of those depth guys in power play and special teams that it takes them out of the flow of the game, right? Their minutes get more and more limited. They need that Stankoven line to, again, find another level. I know we're beating a dead horse there, but they were so good for so long. And now, man, with how structured Vegas is, it's a little tough to envision getting 2 in the third, but you just have to find a way.
You'll be back in the first overtime intermission?
I will be here, Adam.
All right, Walt Ruff. He promises. Walt Ruff is guaranteed overtime. All right, I'm Adam Gold. We'll take a break, come back with some numbers on the Carolina Hurricanes radio network.
Hi friends, this is Mark Pons with Chapel Hill Tire. You didn't switch to an electric vehicle for average, so why settle for average tires? Electric vehicles are heavier, faster off the line, and demand more from the road. At Chapel Hill Tire, we carry premium EV-ready tires. And right now, we are offering free installation on a complete set of Michelin, Pirelli, or Continental tires. That's a $120 value. With 13 Triangle area locations, we make purchasing tires easy and convenient. Book your appointment today at chapelhilltire.com and drive happy.
Hey, it's Adam Golden. I am in studio with my friend Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Quality you can afford. What do you mean by that?
Well, isn't that great? That's
It's great. I like that.
So we have customers all the time that call us out for windows, and they don't think they can do all of them at once. And you don't have to. We have 18 months 0 interest financing. We have all kinds of plans actually. So whatever your budget is, if you're putting off windows because you don't think you can do it now, call us out and let us at least price it for you and give you some options of how we can make it easier.
800-672-4348, aluminumcompany.com.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center. Hurricanes down 2-0. Brett Howden, his 12th and 13th goals of the season. I think I got this right. He had 12 goals during the regular year, 13 in the playoffs. Not bad. Vegas outshot Carolina 9-7 in the frame, and the Hurricanes are 20 minutes away from a 2-0 deficit in the series. But if you get one, you can get two. And if they get one early, they can certainly make this a one-shot hockey game. A reminder, the out-of-town scoreboard, which we don't have, is brought to you by Lenovo, official technology partner of the Carolina Hurricanes. Mike and Tripp will have the third period. I'm Adam Gold. We'll see you before the first intermission in overtime. All right?
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Hockey is fast, thrilling, and full of energy, just like the Triangle. For 20 years, Lenovo has called North Carolina home, fueling innovation right here in our community. At Lenovo Center, Lenovo and the Carolina Hurricanes continue to elevate every moment on and off the ice. From the rink to the seats, it's all about power, speed, and connection. Cheer louder, celebrate bigger. The action starts at Lenovo Center. See you there. 2 Brett Howden goals, the only markers through 40 minutes in this contest. Vegas that has a 1-0 series lead, trying to head back to Sin City with a 2-0 series lead. With a 2-0 lead here over the Carolina Hurricanes. He's Tripp Tracy. I'm Mike Maniscalco. This is your Hurricanes Radio Network. And, well, it's real simple right now. If you're the Canes, Tripp Tracy, how do you come up with 2 goals in this period?
Well, I mean, perfect scenario is you get one early. And, I'm going to keep saying it because I'd be saying it on the Hurricanes bench. Vegas is playing with 5 defensemen. And the guy they're missing is, a top pairing defenseman. Can you replicate the first period? Second period, you fell off a bit. If you can replicate the first, you give yourselves a chance.
Well, here we go as Carolina gets the puck in deep stall. Hammers Noah Hannafin, but the loose puck is scooped up by Jack Eichel, and they're going to give an icing call here to Carolina. 14 seconds have gone by here in the third, and Braden McNabb, that top pairing defenseman you're talking about, took a puck to the face in the first period on a shot from Nikolai Ehlers and has not returned. And if you're Carolina, you now have to find a way to maybe take advantage of some tired Vegas defensemen here.
Well, they didn't look tired in the second period.
No.
And, the forwards did their part. But Rod Brindamore has started the third period with the forward adjustments that happened during the second. Ehlers, Stahl, and Seth Jarvis, Marduk on the Aho line.
And Stahl is going to take the offensive zone draw here against Eichel. Now Eichel will get a warning here from Trent Knorr. And they'll drop the puck. Ehlers gets to it, but Dorofeev spins in the way. And that will allow Barbashev to fling a pop fly that's caught by Frederik Andersen, and he'll hang on. So now we'll have a face-off in the Hurricane zone.
Mike, 19:38 left is a lot of time. So, if you're going to maestro a comeback, Freddie Anderson's going to probably have to make a couple of odd man rush saves. But, still, your defenseman at the offensive blue line, you're not pinching unless you have support, at least not yet.
And you read my mind, partner, because I was going to ask you, how aggressive are you if you're Carolina?
Not at this point, unless you have support. But, I think, what I think about? I think about Game 7 in 2009 in New Jersey, before the Hurricanes came back, and Jokinen tied it, Eric Stahl won it, and Cam Ward had to make 4 or 5
2-on-1 type saves there to allow that memorable night to occur.
Now here's Stankoven with it now into the Vegas zone. He'll snap his shot. Hart gets a piece that'll reflect along the boards, and it'll be Howden riding Blake down. Marner going to play that one to safety to Carlson. And just flip this one out into the neutral zone, and Stankoven will play it down. Almost 1 minute gone by here in the third. You brought up something that was really appropriate to say, too, about how the Vegas forwards have come back and helped out their D. That's one of the calling cards of John Tortorella teams as well.
Well, they've just dug in. They're a mature group. A lot of former Stanley Cup champions looking for a second ring. And, when they lost McNabb, all 12 forwards knew that they had to find another level to do their part, and they have.
Now this puck played in the Kane zone. Chatfield plays it up for Martinuk. Backhand one looking for Svechnikov with Dylan Coughlin. We'll send this in deep into the Kane zone. Carolina can play it though. Chatfield all the way to Slavin, and Slavin tries a long pass but cannot find Aho. So icing on Carolina. 18:22 left here in this third period, and game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Final.
This is sometimes what happens, and it's not really noticeable, but when you're trailing, you lose your tight nature. Guys start to stretch up the ice, and leading to executed passes that lead to icing plays like this. You got to come up the ice as a 5-man group and come back like a 5-man group. You know what, Mike? That nullifies team speed and creates team speed.
Now Aho versus Dowd. Big defensive zone draw here for Sebastian Aho, who was 5 of 4 through 2 periods, but now 5 of 5. And now a chance for Vegas here as Svechnikov lost his stick. Vegas moving in close, a deflected shot, and that'll be swept away.
Aho, key play on the goal line.
Now a shot put forward by Kolasar. Anderson tries to kick it away, and Chatfield behind the net. Cole Smith, he's without a stick. And let the guys know you're allowed to play with one, as this is going to be icing on Carolina, and we will have another draw on the way back in the Kane zone with 17:56 left here in the third, and some tired Hurricanes and fresh hockey players onto the ice for John Tortorella's Golden Knights.
Both in the now and in the future. I think this is a very important period for Frederik Andersen. He has not looked, really, when you think about the entirety of the Montreal series and in games 1 and 2. He doesn't have any goal support tonight, but he hasn't looked like he did against Ottawa and Philly. Big period for him.
Now face-off win again, and now a shot by Theodore, and that's handled by Frederik Andersen. Puck into the corner. Well, hopefully he can regain that form here in the third period, as you mentioned. More than likely going to be asked to make a couple of top-shelf saves. Eichel with it. He'll flip this in. Anderson. He'll hand it off for Jarvis. And he played now. Great play by Dorofeev on Miller. For the Canes with some good support there. Stahl gets it out. Jarvis makes a play to leave it for Stahl. Stahl, he'll flip it into the corner. A chance to hit Theodore. He won't pass up the chance. And now Barbashev just found enough to get that one over the blue line. Now Ehlers from Miller. Into the middle of the rink. That'll be knocked down and played back by Coughlin. Right to Miller. Canes will get it in deep. Jarvis. Take a look here. It's moved around. Stahl will finish off Coughlin in the corner, but Rasmus Anderson takes the pass. He'll drop it for Mitch Marner. Marner. He'll be defended well by Nikolai Ehlers. Pushed back to the point where William Karlsson has it. Marner overskates the puck. Carolina can't clear. Marner finds it again. Marner waiting, holding. Jarvis with a good defensive play, forcing the puck into the corner, but Marner is going to skate with it. Behind the Canes net, twists. Karlsson with a shot, kicked away with the left leg of Frederik Andersen.
Those are a couple of good early saves from Andersen in this period. You can just see Marner. I mean, he's as good of a... He and Jack Eichel, two of the premier passers. You think about Kucherov in the game, but Marner does not want to shoot the puck.
Now a pass is sent into the slot in the Vegas zone. Gloved legally to the corner boards. Stankoven will try to come up with it for Carolina. Instead, it'll be Stone. Flip to the Canes blue line. Nikishin. He and Sissons fight for it. Nikishin will come away with it. He'll play it to Gostisbehere. His angle pass off the boards, and now Carolina trying to find their way back into the Vegas zone. They will. Blake
and drop it into the corner. Vegas, though, will chip it out with Stone. You shouldn't go too far. That's icing on the Golden Knights with 15:42 left here in the third.
See, that was a good pinch from Gostisbehere because he had the support from Taylor Hall. You're not through the first 5-minute segment. You haven't generated much. If anything, Vegas has generated more. Mike, in my opinion, we talked about it during our broadcast all year. This was maybe the finest starting Hurricanes team that I've seen this season. I don't know that their third periods have been their strong suit. There's certainly Vegas is in the third period. You got to find it.
Carrier found it right there, and then Robinson with a quick shot that Hart makes the save. Now Robinson behind the net. Spinning chance. That'll be blocked by Carter Hart in his left leg. Carolina back to the point for Chatfield. He goes high to low. Robinson lets it roll around the boards. Slavin, he'll send it back the other way for Chatfield. Chatfield lets it go for Jankowski. Mark Jankowski to Jalen Chatfield. Now this group that was so good in the Montreal series starting to get a look here. Jankowski, rink wide, Chatfield shot. That's deflected to the corner. Stone will get to it. Cleared off the glove of Chatfield, back into the neutral zone. It'll be a hand pass as soon as Slavin touches it. So he bats at it, and we'll get a whistle with 14:57 left here in the third.
That was one of the better shifts of this series for the fourth line for Carolina that owned the Eastern Conference Final. And, unfortunately, you retreat all the way back to a defensive zone draw. It started right off the faceoff where Eric Robinson, quick hitter, and Carter Hart up to it. He's made every type of save that you can think of. Low, high, glove, blocker.
Dowd against Aho here to the left of Frederick Anderson. That'll be talked to here by Scott Cherry, the linesman. Waiting for it and played along the boards. Aho pushed it that way, and Svechnikov can clear it out for Martinook. He goes to play it in front of his bench in front of Noah Hannafin. He wipes out, but able to pick it up as Svechnikov. He'll get it to Martinook again. He's going to chip it past Hannafin and try to make a play. Instead, it goes up for Dowd. Good job here by Carolina in the neutral zone. Gostisbehere helps turn this one back into the Vegas zone. Aho takes a hit, but he makes the play to get it in deep. Hannafin turning with it. He'll play it up. Martinook and Svechnikov trying to fight for it. Svechnikov to Martinook into the corner to the right of Carter Hart. 14:15 left here in the third. Canes trailing 2-0, and Vegas will just slide this one into the Hurricane zone, and it will not make it for icing. Gostisbehere with it now. 6 minutes gone by in the third period. Canes trailing by 2. Lauzon can't get to it. Carolina with a chance to keep in. Sent around the boards. Good work by Ehlers. Miller chops it one, and that'll be caught and hung on to by Carter Hart as he gets the whistle. 13:48 left here in this third period. In game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Final, Carolina finds themselves down 2-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
The best way to follow the Stanley Cup playoffs is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game of every series. Behind-the-scenes playoff content you won't get anywhere else. The most NHL Edge advanced stats, keeping you up to date from round 1 through the Stanley Cup Final. When it comes to following the playoffs, don't settle for anything less. The Stanley Cup playoffs are better on the NHL app.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
13:48 remaining in the third period. John Brockwell, our engineer here in the booth with us in Raleigh. Rusty Helzer, master control. Trip Tracy, your analyst for this one, and love for you to drop away that the Canes could get 2 goals to even this one.
I'd go back to the lines at the start of the game. Because your best period was your first period. Now, it's incredibly difficult to chase the game against any NHL opponent, any of the other 31 teams you play, and that's amplified playing against a team that's dialed in even with 5 defensemen like Vegas is. But you're asking me to be an analyst? I'd go down the stretch here with the lines you've had the entire playoffs.
And Stahl is going to take this draw here against Dowd. Seems like Dowd's taking every important faceoff here for John Tortorella's team, but Stahl wins it. Ehlers sends it around the board. Jarvis will send it right back for Nikolai Ehlers. Bouncing puck. Ehlers will keep it in the corner, deep in the zone. Dowd and Stahl go shoulder to shoulder. Jarvis wanted to play that one back to the point for Miller, but that was intercepted. And now Eichel will drift down the right wing. He'll be given a little bit of a bump there by Walker, and a chance for Ehlers to flip this in deep over the net of Carter Hart. Theodore will get there. Walker charges in. Barbashev saw him coming, and the puck leaves the Vegas zone.
Yeah, I remember in the second round in particular last year against Washington how much Nick Dowd drove me crazy. Talked to my dear friend Kevin McCarthy, who coached him in Washington, part of Carolina's Stanley Cup winning coaching staff, and he said, Tripp, you'd love him if you were his commentator, and he's been big for Vegas.
Now, Vegas, Brett Howden with another play, drops it back. That shot is blocked, and that'll go over the netting. Oh, goodness, Marner got set up by Howden, who was looking for another goal.
Marner had no choice but to shoot the puck in this case. And I think he just asked Jalen Chatfield if Chatfield got a piece of it. I think Jalen did before it hit the crossbar. And that's the amazing thing. Maybe with Jalen Chatfield's either stick or left knee, and then it hits the crossbar right at the junction, just about of the crossbar and the post on Freddie Anderson's blocker side.
We're afforded that replay. You saw it go end over end. And Carolina will dodge that to remain 2 goals down, 2-0. Brett Howden, 13 goals this postseason. He's got 3 goals in 2 games. Scored in game 1, and he's got both goals here tonight for Vegas. Carolina just trying to find a way to put one past Carter Hart. Canes 16 shots on goal. Golden Knights 16 shots on goal. Carolina only with 1 shot this period. That's registered as a shot on goal.
Yeah, you're only 8 minutes in, but it's reminding me in a lot of ways of the way Carolina played with the lead in game 4 in Montreal.
Yeah. Yes.
This is tip your cap. I'm not wearing a cap, but if I did, I'd tip it.
You'd be stylish if you were. Now here's a chance for Aho. Spin with it in the Vegas zone. Dropped it back for Gostisbehere. Nikishin, a one-timer. That goes off of a leg. It'll deflect into the corner to the right of Hart, and Vegas will clear.
When you have the size that Vegas does in the case on the Nikishin shot of Tomas Hertl, everybody blocks shots for John Tortorella, but when you have the size, defensively, you're going to block a lot more shots.
Now here's a chance. Turnover. Martinook with a shot right on, and Hart makes the save.
It's a smart shot from Martinook, looking to score, create a rebound, and Svechnikov just can't get to that loose puck.
Now Martinook breaks his stick. He's going to have to head to the bench. Carolina will break this one out. Aho wanted to get it in deep, but Lausanne gapped up on him. Now a chance here. Jarvis trying to come up with a steal. And it'll play its way to Kolasar. Kolasar will roll this one into the Canes' end, and Vegas will make a change. 10:55 left here in the third. Carolina trailing Vegas 2-0 in the game, 1-0 in the Stanley Cup final in the series. Now Miller keeps it in. His shot out in front deflects. Jarvis couldn't find the handle. Now he'll settle it down. Ehlers trying to put it to Stahl out in front. Miller will keep it in. Jarvis across. Ehlers drag, shoots. That misses the far post. Walker races to keep it in at the right point. He'll hand it off. Jarvis, Miller Up top, Ehlers shot. Hart with a save. Rebound, Jarvis through the crease. Miller with a shot. That's blocked by Coughlin. His second big block of the game.
Best that Carolina's looked all period by far.
Now Stahl trying to keep it in. Hannafin's going to be run. Carolina can keep. Now it'll be knocked out. Will it make it for icing? Yes, it will. 10:07 left in the third, and that shift has energized the Lenovo Center.
I do not know how Jarvis did not score on the one rebound, and then Keandre Miller looked up to the rafters of the building. I mean, this was just an A-plus shift. You know, there was a heavy shot from Keandre Miller with traffic. He got it through. It got tipped from Stahl on the way in. Jarvis had a wide-open net, and you're just not getting the bounce. He missed on the far post coming across, and then Keandre Miller wasn't able to get it into the gaping cage. But this is good looking right now.
Now the Canes' most consistent offensive line this postseason. Stankoven, Blake, and Hall on the ice. And for Carolina, a little bit of a different look. Nikishin is paired up with Slavin on the blue line. Now Hall behind the net. Loose puck scooped up by Vegas, not out. Slavin keeps it in, trying to find Hall. Coughlin gets in the way of Hall. Carolina wants to keep in. This one's going to be deflected into the Canes bench, and that'll stop play.
As you take us to break, the reason Nikishin's with Slavin is you want him as a lefty down 2 goals with his one-timer available.
9:48 left in the third. Carolina needs 2 goals to tie game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Final here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. A Fanatics experience.
Hey, Caniacs. As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, the local team at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses across the Research Triangle. Our families live here and contribute to our communities, so we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/canes for a free home or business security assessment. That's vectorsecurity.com/canes.
9:48 left here in the third period. Carolina trying to pull out all the stops to get one on the board and get back into this one. Trailing Vegas 2-0 here at Lenovo Center. The scene will shift to T-Mobile Arena Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock out in Nevada. Right now the Canes, they got to get one quick here, Tripp.
Well, they just, really started to push, and very effectively. Are they able to continue with the pre-commercial and this shift coming post-commercial? Because, really Vegas was protecting the lead beautifully, just how you draw it up. But then that all changed before our last commercial break.
Stankoven sent out of the circle, so Carlson has the advantage. But Stankoven is going to come up with the steal. Stankoven, stuff chance in front. He scores! Oh, the tank! Logan Stankoven puts Carolina on the board. It's 2-1, and Lenovo Center's come to life.
That was undeniable for Logan Stankoven. He just said, hey, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to cut this lead in half. He had gotten booted for the face-off circle, so he was on the wing in the middle of the ice. And he got in on Rasmus Andersson, giving whatever he's given away in height and weight. And he out-muscled him, used the back of the net, and the puck went off of Lauzon, his stick, actually then his left skate and beat Carter Hart. That's the bounce that you've been looking for. Logan Stankoven earned it.
His 10th of the postseason. And the Hurricanes have sent a lightning bolt through this crowd. What an effort from number 22.
Well, I mean, he gets booted. Taylor Hall takes the draw. And I mean, I think the only way to capture what Logan Stankoven just did, he earned the bounce that he got, is he just wasn't going to be denied.
Now Carolina's got some jump here and some life. Chatfield will keep it in as they win the faceoff at center ice and put it right back into the Vegas zone. And the Golden Knights are on their heels a little bit here in this third period in the last 3 or 4 minutes with Carolina putting this effort together. And now another icing here, so another offensive zone draw for Carolina.
Well, it started with before the commercial. That shift from Keandre Miller, Seth Jarvis and company. And then your line that's carried you all playoffs. Rod Brindamore just gave them all fist pumps. Blake, Hall, and the guy that scored Stankoven when they got off the ice.
Now Aho going to work with Svechnikov and Martinook. Miller will keep it in after the draw goes to the corner. Martinook will get to it. He wants to go high, low to high, but it's intercepted. Mitch Marner flips this one. And going hard into the boards is Howden, and Carolina will clear it away. Up for Svechnikov. Svechnikov using his speed around Hanifin. That goes through the crease of Hart. Miller takes aim. Doesn't get through. Rebound right back to Miller.
No stick, Stone.
Now Aho. He keeps it in at the blue line. Stone gets a new twig as he goes to the bench. Aho with it. Now sent back for Miller. Out in front, and it's waved at and unable to get to its Walker. And Vegas can survive, they'll clear.
Boy, Walker just couldn't get that to the net. Jumped in beautifully. Carolina funneling pucks to the net. What a rush to the outside from Svechnikov to start it.
Now here's Carolina with Jarvis coming in. Great pass by Walker. Jarvis takes this all the way into the Vegas zone. He'll be crunched there by Hertl and Theodore. Jarvis, he's working 1-on-2. It'll be chipped out. Ehlers trying to get it to the point. Nicely played there by Sissons to knock it over the blue line. Carolina right back to work. Gostisbehere and Ehlers charging after it. Jarvis to help out. Vegas, they are just, all they're doing is finding a way to get it over the blue line right now.
This crowd right now is certainly as loud as it's been in the entire postseason.
Now this is what Carolina does. They come at you wave after wave. It's taken a while, but here they are. Now Dowd with a good job as he forced Nikishin to bobble that one. Carolina. Robinson is going to force Hanifin to go all the way back, and that's going to be an icing on Carolina. But that's a smart play by Robinson. Remember, only 5 defensemen. Make Hanifin use a little bit more energy.
Yeah, I mean, that was the right call. That, icing went to fruition, but Eric Robinson did everything he could to nullify it. How quickly can you advance the puck from your own end? Because this building is off its rocker right now. This is where home ice is truly an advantage here, trailing by a goal late.
No team feeds off of their crowd the way the Canes do. Off of this group. Vegas wins the draw, but it'll deflect right to Frederik Andersen. He'll settle it down. Canes cleared out. Will Carrier into the zone. Drop Jankowski. He scores! Mark Jankowski has tied it up here, and the Canes have come back from 2 down. Oh, his first of the postseason, and Mark Jankowski has got this building in a frenzy.
Was Will Carrier onside? Was he onside? The play he made at the Vegas blue line. He went from his right. I think Vegas knocked the puck into their own end. It was Lauzon that did it. Therefore, it's legally onside. And as he's going down, Carrier swipes it to Jankowski, and he goes bar down, high to the glove to tie this baby. What a play from Will.i.am Carrier, the former Vegas Golden Knights Stanley Cup champion, and you won't see a better shot.
I might need to ask you to repeat that. I can't hear you right now, partner. Carolina has tied it at 2. And you know, if anybody deserved a goal this postseason, how about Mark Jankowski, who's had 2 taken off the board? And the Canes coming right back.
They've won Carolina both games, or all 3 game 2s, 3-2 in overtime. It's 2-2 now. See if they can finish it in regulation.
Now Vegas, they'll clear this one out as we're back to action. Marner, he's shoved by Slavin. They'll try to play it around the boards for Carlson. Carlson will settle it down, but his pass bounces off of Hurdle all the way back to the Vegas blue line. What a time for your first postseason goal this year.
Oh, Miller just absolutely outmuscled Tomas Hurdle.
And the Canes are flying now. 6:23 left. Trying to get the puck in deep. It jumps over Martinook's stick. Now Hannafin. He'll play that up for Hurdle. He can go nowhere with it. And this puck will bounce out of play off of the body of Svechnikov into the Vegas bench. 6:12 remaining here in the third. Game 2. Tied at 2.
This is not a sell job on my part. The huge Caniac crowd gets an assist on that tying goal. You know, I mentioned, you know, at the Bell Center in Montreal, when it was tied, 2-2 in the third period of Game 3, and then that cerebral challenge that would have given Montreal a 3-2 lead, the building was quiet. It was quiet. And the series might have been on the line right then. And as soon as the Hurricanes put that shift together, down 2-0 before the commercial timeout, when Logan Stankoven scored coming out of it, the crowd got into it. Uh-oh.
Oh, now here's a chance for Vegas off the draw. Anderson makes the save.
He bailed out Nikishin. Nikishin lost his footing. Big save with the blocker from Anderson.
It was Cole Smith with the try. He said he's going to need to make some big saves in the third period. How about that one? And Carolina will move it back up. Jankowski offside is Robinson. As this is the line that's tied it at 2. And listen to this crowd as we're under 6 minutes remaining. You think this game's exciting? Welcome to Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Carolina 2 goals here in the third. We're tied at 2. 5:46 left here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the sound of digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With instant wins, progressive jackpots, and bonus games right from your phone. It's non-stop chances to win like you've never seen or heard before.
Oh, yeah! Big money!
Visit nclottery.com to get in on the action. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank. Fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
5:46 left here in the third period. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Carolina down 2-0 going into the third. 2 goals in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Logan Stankoven, Mark Jankowski. We're now tied at 2 with 5:46 left in the third. He's Trip Tracy. I'm Mike Maniscalco. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
I think the adrenaline got the best of Carolina after Jankowski tied it. Nikishin lost his footing. Anderson made the big save. You know, now you got to settle yourself back in. Ride this crowd. Wave after wave, but with composure.
Now
see if you can finish it.
Now Nikishin trying to give you space if you got more.
No.
You're talking's a good thing right now,
no,
partner.
I just want you to call a win.
Yes, get it done right here. As the Jankowski line going to work again. Vegas, Kolasar will swipe it in. Good play by Gostisbehere. And again, as good as this line was against Montreal, we're an effort here to tie it up, but this is going to be icing on Carolina with 5:17 left. And now behind the play, Will Carrier.
This is where, again, you got to deal with another defensive zone draw off of icing, but Carrier still finished Hannafin.
Yep.
It's you got to win this hockey game, but this is a marathon. Remember what we said against Montreal and all their defensemen. You finish every check you can, and they had the full complement of 6.
Vegas has been playing 5 defensemen since halfway through the third. Braden McNabb took a puck in the face. Now Mark Jankowski comes up with a face-off win as it was batted around. That allows the Canes to change. Now Slavin will give it away, and a save by Anderson. Touch chance, and Mr. Anderson comes up big again as he denies Barbashev on the goal line. Oh, Frederick Anderson, there's another huge save.
Those are the greatest saves for the Great Dane as a Carolina Hurricane. Jacob Slavin had an atypical blunder. And he made the first save, just challenging the shot. And Barbashev rounds the net, and Freddie Anderson, in total desperation, goes down with the shaft of his stick that says "True" on the blade, and was it ever true? And then on the rebound chance after he makes the first desperate stop, that true shaft of his stick, that's the brand that he uses, he attacked the puck. They're taking a look just to make sure it didn't go in. It sure. Oh! Then the puck slid through afterwards. The question is, when did the whistle occur? Yeah. Freddie made the 2 saves. Oh, and Freddie got knocked in the head, so Freddie was dazed. He actually put his glove over his head, then the puck headed in the net. I think the whistle had occurred. But is Freddie's A-okay? There's John Tortorella's looking at his monitor. There is nothing that you can challenge here. They had lost sight of the puck, and Dorofeev came in and poked it. So I believe that the whistle had already happened in every way.
Garrett Rank is going over
He's
to
over
explain
there,
to John Tortorella.
There's nothing, if this is a stoppage in play, there is nothing that a coach can challenge here. Nothing.
Vegas is using their coach's challenge to determine if there was no goaltender interference.
Oh, they called goalie interference. What, was there an announcement?
There was something over the crowd, but I thought it was a review.
Okay, so they are determining.
You have Barbashev and Dorofeev.
And Eichel's in the vicinity too. So now that we're focusing on, was it goalie interference? I don't know how they didn't lose sight of the puck. I can't see the puck being. It's in Freddie Anderson's midsection. It is.
Barbashev
and
pokes.
Barbashev pokes at it, but the puck is there. So if the puck is loose, he is permitted to poke at that loose puck. And Barbashev has contact in the process as well. I mean, this is a gargantuan call, obviously, considering the fact that if the call on the ice stands, Carolina will go on the power play. You've got Barbashev whacking at it to Freddie Anderson's left, and in comes Dorofeev. I'm surprised that they didn't already consider this to be a stoppage in play, because I can't see the puck, to be honest with you. Now, the referee was right on top of the net. This one might take some time.
5 minutes left here in the third.
So, as Barbashev rounds the net, Freddie makes 2 great saves. Then it looks to me like Freddie's covered the puck, and Barbashev's stick is there.
After the call on the ice stands, we got no goal. Las Vegas after the game penalty.
Power play, Carolina. I understand taking a chance there, but I did not see enough that you would overturn the call on the ice. I just didn't. And now, Mike, let's set the stage. Freddie Anderson bailed out Nikishin on his first big stop with a blocker, and then he did 1-up it, 2-up it, 3-up it with the save, the initial save, and then the 2 saves on Barbashev as he rounded the net. And this power play that's been an Achilles heel the entire playoffs. Here's your chance. Here's your chance to win the game, potentially, with 5 minutes to play with the man advantage.
It's a Powerball power play. Carolina in the series is 0 for 4 on the man advantage. 0 for 2 game 1, 0 for 2 so far tonight. They are 7 of 62 on the man advantage. It's a Powerball power play. Meanwhile, Vegas on the penalty kill, 4 for 4. They are 48 of 54.
And Stahl got booted, but Aho can win it, and he does.
Right back, Svechnikov's shot. That'll be blocked by Dowd. Now Gostisbehere. He'll quarterback it. He'll get it to Jarvis, left face-off circle. Back to Gostisbehere. He'll keep it in, walk the blue line. To Jarvis. Jarvis. He'll go across. Hand it here for Gostisbehere. Svechnikov with it. Back here. Gostisbehere, he scores! There's a ghost sighting on the power play, and it puts Carolina up 3-2. Give it to the captain. He directs it home.
Stahl got booted from the face-off circle. Aho came in and won the draw. And then they waited for the traffic to develop and be maximized. Layers of it were there. Svechnikov went to Gostisbehere. You had Sebastian Aho in the slot at the hash marks, and you had the captain planted. Total eclipse of the heart in front, and he deflects her home. First lead of the night.
Jordan Stahl, his second power play goal of this postseason. 4th goal overall. And you can hear us all the way to the Outer Banks in this building here at Lenovo Center. 3-2. Carolina, 3 goals here in the third to take the lead. And a massive power play goal, the first of the series, goes to Carolina. Now they're still going to work here. Jarvis, he'll have it. He and Rasmus Andersson fight along the left wing boards. Jarvis, he'll get it to Stahl. Stahl, right back. By the way, that's the second goal of this Stanley Cup final for the captain. A pass along the end boards, too far for Jarvis. Stahl delivers a hit on Rasmus Andersson, but Vegas takes the hit. Here's Eichel trying to go around Hall. Chatfield, he'll be stout and take it away from Eichel. Eichel gets a little frustrated, and Barbashev, he gets hit with a high stick. And a penalty coming up to Carolina with 3:29 left here.
Doesn't look like there's an injury on the play. It was just inside the Carolina blue line.
Garrett Rank with the call coming.
53, 2 minutes interference.
Oh, they're going to call interference.
They're going to call interference. So, yep, it was. Taylor Hall had the puck, and with intent, Jackson Blake impeded Barbashev from contesting Taylor Hall with the puck. That's a penalty. Taylor Hall with his skating ability. Jackson Blake is trying to buy time and space for his line mate, but you know, the only thing that I would say is Jackson Blake he was already in an established position. So he didn't skate into an area to prevent Barbashev from getting to Taylor Hall. But he definitely knew that Barbashev was trying to get to him.
Now,
big kill coming.
A little bit of the throwing the derriere out, which attracted the call. And now Vegas with a shot as they win the draw. Shea Theodore is joining this group here on the power play. Dorofeev. Theodore. And Theodore can't handle the pass over the blue line. It goes. Canes penalty killers 3 for 3 here tonight. And if ever you need another one, this is the time. Walker steps into Eichel, and Carolina gets it clear.
I don't think you're pulling your goaltender with 90 seconds left on a power play when you can ice it for free if you're Carolina. I think that John Tortorella will see this power play through its expiration.
Now Eichel rims this one around the Kane zone. Marner trying to get to it. Canes come up with it. Aho will skate it out. Aho tries to play it around Stone. He does. But waiting back there was Shea Theodore.
Aho's been awesome tonight. He won the key faceoff on the Jordan Staal power play goal.
Now Eichel into the Kane zone. I mean, it is so loud, it's hard to think in this building. Eichel to Stone. Dorofeev, good puck movement here. Theodore sent across, one touch by Marner for Eichel to get it. Goal line extended to the right of Frederik Andersen. Back up top. Left point, it's Theodore. 35 seconds left in the kill. Hart is in between the circles in his own zone. Now Marner's pass intercepted. And Robinson will send this all the way down the ice. 20 seconds left in the kill for Carolina.
Jackson Blake is a forward, so if the puck's in the Carolina zone, he can help.
Now Howden, both goals tonight for Vegas, carries it in. Vegas will keep it in. Anderson with a shot, and Frederik Andersen with the glove. Oh, Mr. Andersen into the matrix fully in this period.
Has he ever dug in? Start of the period as the capacity Stanley Cup final crowd chants Freddie, Freddie, Freddie. You knew down 2-0 you were going to need some saves. And he made saves when the Hurricanes were trailing. But how about timeout called here from John Tortorella? How about, 5-6 saves since Jankowski made it 2-2 before Jordan Staal scored on the power play? And the reason I felt it was so big for Freddie Andersen, he needed to look like he did in rounds 1 and 2 against Ottawa and Philadelphia. And he has just found a way. His desperation saves on Barbashev, 2 of them, with that true stick. Those are the headliners. But he made 3 or 4 others, including the glove save he just made on Rasmus Andersen. By the way, both of those players, the guy that shot the puck, Rasmus Andersen, and the guy that snared it with his glove, both represented by, God rest his soul, Claude Lemieux.
We're just going to let you listen into this insanity here in Lenovo Center with 1:35 left. It was looking bleak for Carolina. Halfway through the third period, trailing 2-0. They've exploded for 3 goals in 5 minutes, and they're now 1:35 away from sending this Stanley Cup final back to Vegas, tied at 1. 2 seconds left on this penalty kill. Carolina kills it off. Blake out of the box. Empty net for Vegas at the other side. Marner with a shot through. They bang it home and score. Mark Stone, the captain, answers the Canes captain and ties it at 3 with 1:21 left here in the third with Carter Hart on the bench.
Stone matched his opposing captain's hands. Theodore was cranked for a one-timer, but Blake got out of the box. And because Blake hit the ground, hit the ice on time, he wasn't available. So the puck was just fired at the net. Oh, Freddie Andersen was deep there. He was deep. You know, I would have liked to have, as brilliant as Freddie's been in this period, he made a blocker save, and he punted it right towards Stone. Oh boy, that was actually a pretty, through traffic, but pretty routine rebound control. Turn your blocker hand and move that to the corner, but what a wild game now, not at a 3.
Now if you're Carolina, you got to settle this one down and get back to what you were doing for the last 10 minutes. Save the Stone goal with the extra attacker. This puck clears, bounces over Lauzon's stick. Theodore will get to it. Svechnikov knocks it down at the Vegas blue line, but Lauzon will skate into it, and then he loses his stick looking for a penalty. Had his stick broken. No call, 54.3 seconds left here in the third period, 3-3 game.
I just did not like how deep Anderson was. He's on top of his crease. He's right there on the initial shot where Stone's stick was, but even with as deep as he was, with a goaltender, as soon as you feel a puck on your blocker, it's easier said than done, but you just rotate your hand, and you rotate it in this case from right to left, and that puck doesn't even go towards Mark Stone. It goes harmlessly below the goal line to the right of Frederik Andersen.
Carolina will win the draw outside of their blue line. Chipped into the Vegas zone. Stahl, Hanifin. He'll finish Hanifin off along the boards. Jarvis races for it. Time for Seth Jarvis to come up with one. Eichel, he gives it away to Ehlers along the right wing board. 35 seconds left. Chatfield lets it go. Hart makes the save with the right leg, and now it's kicked out for Marner. Chatfield gets back to recover. He'll bother Marner. Marner, backhand pass for Stone. Stone with a backhand shot kicked away by Anderson. 22 seconds left. And Theodore will fumble the puck, and Marner will have to pick it up at his blue line, hounded by Jarvis. 10 seconds left. Eichel just wants to get this in the Hurricane zone. He does, but quick turnaround by Miller. He'll get it to Hall. Hall, 3 seconds left. Hall, he is going to be stepped into by Carlson, and we have bonus hockey in game number 2. Well, it makes sense. The Canes go to overtime in game number 2 this postseason.
The only difference is, in comparison to game 2, all in this building against Ottawa, Philadelphia, Montreal, the score is 3-3, not 2-2. And something's going to have to give, because both teams have been perfection when they've gone to overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Carolina had a good chance there late, a puck that got deflected on the way in, and Carter Hart made a nice deflection save. I want Carolina to start the overtime session with the long change the way they have every overtime except Game 3 in Montreal. But they have to also be aware that Vegas is down to 5 defensemen and have been for the majority of the night. That's significant.
As a good friend of mine said, coming up in this overtime, because both teams are perfect, 1-0 must go. We'll figure out who will get there. Carolina and Vegas tied at 3 after 3. Adam Gold has your intermission report as we get ready for bonus hockey in game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. And the Carolina Hurricanes trying to tie this series up at 1. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Are you entertained? We got overtime. Carolina actually had a 3-2 lead until Mark Stone credited with the goal that tied it, but let's get right to it. Right after a big shift with a whole bunch of flurries, and Keandre Miller nearly getting Carolina on the board, only to see Dylan Coughlin block the shot. Logan Stankoven wins an individual battle in the corner and wraps it around with a backhand.
Stankoven is going to come up with a steal. Stankoven, stuff chance on front. He scores! Oh, the tank! Logan Stankoven puts Carolina on the board. It's 2-1, and Lenovo Centers come to life.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Then Will Carrier with a big, strong man play at the blue line frees Mark Jankowski.
Frederick Anderson, he'll settle it down. Kane's cleared out. Will Carrier into the zone. Drop Jankowski. He scores! Mark Jankowski has tied it up here, and the Canes have come back from 2 down. Oh, his first of the postseason, and Mark Jankowski has got this building in a frenzy.
Cole Smith down the left side. Freddie Anderson, what you got? By the way, Anderson made a great save there, then made a great save on Ivan Barbashev, kept the puck out. The Vegas did challenge to see if it was a goal. The call on the ice stood. Carolina goes to the power play. Jordan Stahl kicked out of the circle. Sebastian Aho wins the faceoff.
Now Gostisbehere. He'll quarterback it. He'll get it to Jarvis. Left faceoff circle. Back to Gostisbehere. He'll keep it in. Walk the blue line. To Jarvis. Jarvis. He'll go across. Hand it here for Gostisbehere. Svechnikov with it. Back here. Gostisbehere. He scores! There's a ghost sighting on the power play, and it puts Carolina up 3-2.
There were 4:35 left, but Carolina could not close the door. Mark Stone credited with the goal, though it does look like it goes off of Jacob Slavin. And in, we are 3-3, headed to overtime. And, man, this place was loud. We'll talk it over with Walt Ruff next.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their t-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center, 3-3. Overtime. My friend Walt Ruff is back. I told you. Look.
You did. You absolutely did.
It's fine. Stankoven gets the goal, but I want to go back to the shift prior.
Yep.
I think it was just before there was a TV timeout. Yep. Whole bunch of chances. Seth Jarvis sends one right through behind Carter Hart.
Yep.
Just right across the goal line and out. Keandre Miller has a chance. It's blocked by Dylan Coughlin. I think that got the building going.
I very much agree. I thought two things as soon as that whistle blew. I thought, okay, this crowd is still into this one. And secondly, I thought, is Vegas too far on their heels here?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
That was a great period for Carolina. A great period. And then you could tell once they got the Stankoven goal, which is a great, he wins a battle in the corner, wraps it around with the backhand, got some help from Jeremy Lazon. I think it was his skate.
Yep.
Skate or stick, whatever. It goes over Hart. I thought once that seal was broken, Carolina looked like a different team.
Anything was possible from there on out, right? And it's a pretty remarkable individual effort. It's a lost faceoff after he got booted out, and he just absolutely manhandles Rasmus Andersson. And we know Logan Stankoven is not the bigger man in that battle. He's not the bigger man in many battles, but he finds a way.
He is with me.
He just finds a way, and it was quite incredible to watch, and you're absolutely right. From there, optimism is shot back up, and Wow. I couldn't believe what we saw after that.
Yeah, Will Carrier makes a great play at the blue line. Lucky that the puck is actually brought in by Vegas, right? Because all I'm thinking of, he doesn't have control, so that's going to be offside. But the puck goes in off of Vegas, so they bring the puck back. So Jankowski is on. We just figured it's Jankowski. He's the new Jack Drury. But, hey, that's a great finish.
It absolutely is. Mark Jankowski's got a sneaky good shot. I mean, that's a guy who scored a combined 31 his first 2 years in the league. He doesn't get to showcase it all that often much anymore, but you give him time and space, and he picked the glove side high there. Yeah, I have to give you a lot of credit bringing up the whole control versus possession thing, because we have nightmares of that from a previous game too.
And it cost him.
Yes, it did, but not this time.
No. And then Carolina gets a power play, and I know how power play hasn't been great, right? To put it mildly, it's been terrible. But the way it was going, you just had a feeling. They kicked Jordan Staal out of the faceoff circle. Staal says something to the linesman, like, would you please just drop the vulcanized rubber puck?
Yep.
Aho wins the draw.
Vegas challenging the previous one to send them Carolina on the power play.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, all right, my fault. The power play. I talk about needed it, got it. Just put pucks to the front of the net and good things happen. You've got a guy who's listed at 6'4", 236 or whatever it is. Hasn't been updated in about 10 years. Yeah. Pretty big mountain of a man in front. And sure enough, Gostisbehere wasn't even looking for Stahl's stick. He was looking for Sebastian Aho more in the slot area, that first layer. But you have two layers, and the second layer pays dividends.
All right, so I've said this before about the power play. It's less about the percentages and anything else than it is about, can you get the goal when you needed it? They got the goal when they needed it. Now, do you think that it was a good challenge from John Tortorella? First of all, that was the best save Anderson has made maybe in the entire playoffs on Ivan Barbashev. A great save. Actually, there were two good saves in there. And the officials blow the whistle, but that puck went in the net pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was an incredibly weird sequence, and I have to admit I learned something new from tuning into the TV broadcast where Dave Jackson was talking about intent to blow the whistle. I didn't know that was a thing, but maybe I need to study up more on the rule book there on that one, because that can get a little weird and wonky. But fortunately, the Canes came out on the right side of that one, because you're right, it was a pretty bad defensive zone turnover that led to the first two chances.
Well, it was a whiff. It was Slavin whiffed on the – I think it was Slavin who whiffed on the puck.
Yeah, it was a very – dangerous area to be giving any Vegas Golden Knights player the puck, but for him to keep that out, that was really exceptional. As far as the challenge goes, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but that's why a lot of times we talk about teams electing not to challenge just because you're almost fearful of what happens if you don't win it. Like, are you better suited just playing on it 2-2 as opposed to letting momentum swing the other way with the power play goal, which clearly they found themselves on the other side of.
But Carolina 0 for the series so far. I mean, it's short series so far, but 0 for the power play.
Sure.
I can certainly understand John Tortorella. It didn't work. All right, we're 3-3. Who knows, right?
Sure.
Walt Ruff. I'll let you go. We'll come back with a check of the NHL scoreboard after these words from your local stations on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Adam Gold inside Lenovo Center. It's 3-3. Logan Stankoven got Carolina on the board. His 10th. It was unassisted at 10:20. Mark Jankowski, 2 minutes and 26 seconds later. His first allowed goal of the playoffs from Carrier and Robinson tied the game at 2. Jordan Staal on the power play at 15:25. A deflection of Shane Gostisbehere's shot from the point, also from Andrei Svechnikov. Sebastian Aho won the faceoff. But Mark Stone credited with his 6th goal of the playoffs, though I think it was put in by Jacob Slavin on a deflection after Freddie Anderson made the initial save. All right, 3-3 in overtime. Neither of these teams have lost an overtime game yet so far in the playoffs. We'll see you later.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank, fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Hear that? That's the sound of digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With instant wins, progressive jackpots, and bonus games right from your phone. It's nonstop chances to win like you've never seen or heard before. Oh, yeah! Big money! Visit nclottery.com to get in on the action. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Alongside Trip Tracy, Mike Maniscalco here on your Hurricanes Radio Network. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final heading to overtime, where both teams this postseason have been spectacular. Vegas 3-0, Carolina 5-0 in the extra sessions here this postseason. So, Trip, as we have Carolina score 3 goals in the third period, an answer by Vegas late to tie it up after the Canes took the 3-2 lead. What do we see, and what do you think's happening here as we get to overtime?
Well, it's the something's got to give portion of the tour. Huge Caniac, Jack Nicholson. When I look at the ice time that Vegas has played the majority of the night without Braden McNabb, other than heavy minutes, 27 and change for Shea Theodore, it's pretty well balanced. Logan Stankoven's going to take this draw against William Karlsson to kickstart this whole thing. Stankoven is 60% on the night. Stahl's even better. Aho's over 50%. Keep winning these draws.
Well, he wins this one right here, and Stankoven will chase after the puck, and he'll come up with it in the Vegas zone. And he basically willed Carolina back into this game with his 10th goal of this postseason. Now Hall with a shot, kept it at the right point. It was Stankoven's goal that got Carolina on the board in the third period. And Mark Jankowski and the captain Jordan Stahl on the power play. Now there's a long stretch pass from Marner, and they're going to wave off the icing as Marner was going to get to it on the rebound. Carolina will just chip this one out. Stankoven to it. Long change this period. Taylor Hall gets a shot through, and Hart makes the save. He'll keep it going. Hart was going to hang on, and then Howden is given a hard hit by Sean Walker right at the Canes blue line. Walker will flip this one back into the Vegas end. And Stone. Backhand one across. Dorofiev with a low drive. Caught and hung on to by Frederik Andersen. 1 minute, 1 second gone by here in this overtime session.
Well, Sean Walker, he always identifies who the top player is in a series in terms of opponents. And, he just finished Brett Howden. No doubt that he's been Vegas's. I think that's the master of the obvious point. And he finished him pretty nicely. Carter Hart did a wise job of moving the puck. Taylor Hall shot from distance, but the Hurricanes were making a line change. Freddie Anderson has to hold on leading to this draw, but Stahl's been dominant in the circle.
And he just picked that one clean for Michael. And Carolina will roll it back into the Vegas zone. Noah Hannafin, though, up for Barbashev. Walker wanted a piece of him. Miller gets to the puck. He'll send it up. And across is a good play by Ehlers, and then Jarvis couldn't hang on to it, but it angled its way to Hart, and he will have to cover it up and get a whistle.
Well, now this is like an icing play. That puck came from the Vegas side or the Carolina side of the red line. So now Aho can choose his face-off dot. And Aho's in the mid-50s in his face-off percentage. Carolina won 56% of the draws through regulation, and Aho won a key face-off on the power play goal that gave Carolina their first lead. Can he do it again here? Nikishin in a one-time position.
Aho versus Eichel. And Aho wins it to Svechnikov. Right back. Miller lets it go. And that shot whistles just wide of the far post of Carter Hart. Now Martinook with it. He'll sweep at it, keeping it in the corner, fighting off Eichel now. Martinook will come up with the puck. He'll send it back into the corner. Exchange there, Aho. Nikishin across from Miller. Miller's shot fended off by Hart into the corner. Hanifin can't clear. Miller keeps it in. His shot goes off of the end boards. Aho will track it down. Behind the net, Svechnikov. Martinook camped out in front. Svechnikov trying to play his way around Coughlin. And now a turnover as Dorofeev can't handle it. And Carolina trying to go to work. Keeping the pressure on. This is a tired group of Golden Knights. And Nikishin has it poked away. But the long change, if Aho can get to it, they'll have to stay on the ice.
Don't let Vegas' defense get off.
Now here's a chance. Svechnikov to Aho. Coughlin and Hanifin both staying on the ice. Carolina to the loose puck. Walker. Dorofeev still out there. This puck kept in by Gostisbehere. Out in front, it's Carrier. As Carolina goes to this line, and this will be deflected. Out of play, and that will bring a face-off with 17:30 left here in this overtime session.
Carolina was trying to take advantage of those two Vegas defensemen, Hanifin and Coughlin, being on the ice for as long as they were. This is a fortuitous whistle for the Golden Knights. Jankowski comes out to take this draw. He's the one centerman that struggled at the dot.
Jankowski against Sissons, and Robinson was Carrier was taken down off of the draw. He lost his stick. He was in a battle with Lauzon, who's just going to keep this in the corner right now. And then Carrier hammers Sissons into the boards, but Vegas able to clear this up, and Sissons and Carrier had a little something behind the play. They'll both get up and move as Vegas sends this into the Kane zone. Nikishin backhands one out. Robinson up for Ehlers to Gostisbehere. He'll drop this one into the Vegas zone. Jankowski plays it away from Hanifin, but Theodore's there. He'll lose the handle. Ehlers, though, gives this one away, and Vegas can get it clear. Jarvis with a big hit on Hurdle.
Well,
and
that
now
should have been a trip. There it is.
Penalty coming up. The captain, Jordan Stahl, draws it, and the Canes will get a man advantage with 16:43 here in overtime.
Announcement coming from Garrett Rank.
Vegas penalty number 48, 2 minutes tripping.
What a job of keeping the puck in that forces Tomas Hurdle to eventually trip Jordan Stahl. What more can Jordan Stahl do to lead this team in action? Rod Brindamore has his dry erase board out. You know, this power play, it's when you score. And what a script it would be after it's been hovering at 12% for a decent period of time. And it scored on its last one. You know what you had there? Stahl got booted from the faceoff circle, but Aho came in and won it. And you patiently waited for the one good shot with traffic. Gostisbehere with Aho on the way in, and then Jordan Stahl with the tip.
Carolina, their power play, it's a Powerball power play. They'll get it across, and the shot by Aho doesn't get through. Swept out in front. Svechnikov shoots, that goes over the top of the net, and Vegas can clear. Oh, Svechnikov had a grade A chance.
He had a ton of room. He looked up to the ceiling of the building. The power play looks good. Let's see if he can get a clean entry.
You mentioned 12%, they're 33%. One here will make it 50 on the night as they're 1 for 3. As this is sent in, Ehlers goes diagonal for Aho. They'll go back and forth with it. Aho along the right wing boards. Back up top, it's Gostisbehere. Send it across. Shot. Game over! Seth Jarvis wins it in overtime!
the most famous one-timer in Hurricanes history. The blast to win your fourth Game 3 all at home. Game 2, excuse me. I gotta get my brain back locked in. Your fourth Game 2 all won in overtime as you go 6-0 in overtime, and your power play is the story. Scoring late in regulation, that was a heavy-duty, dirty area tip by the captain. But in overtime, it is the charismatic core Hurricane Seth Jarvis that blows it by Carter Hart. Pass was put right on a tee for Jarvis to just lean in. And you know where he went? He went to Berryville. Gostis Bear put it right on a platter for him. To just one time being the mayor of Berryville before Hart could get over from left to right. Oh, the flex on Jarvis's stick to just blow it by Hart like he was the commandant of the Concorde on the blocker side. What a comeback, Mike. What a legendary call. And boy, is it going to be lively on that flight across the country to Las Vegas tomorrow afternoon. What a win.
Well, never give up putting your bet on red as Carolina. What a comeback. Down 2-0. Halfway through the third period. Here are your stars. Logan Stankoven, who really kick-started all of this as your third star.
It was the shift before the commercial timeout, and then he undeniably earned his bounce off of Lausanne. You can make an argument for how big all the goals were, but that was as big as it.
With a power play goal, number 11, Jordan Stahl.
Said the black.